Hey, Will!
Hey!
What happened last time on Ebon Ward?
Last time on Ebon Ward, Nash rushed to Deletta at the Portmaster's office and found her to be safe with Bernice. The three returned to the group by the docks to prove Madame Delato would not run from this again, as Emmett continued to charm the people and pressure the Portmaster publicly about allying with the Keepers. The 11th Hour met with Conrad Rivaldi, who proved to be incredibly cooperative and appreciated their assistance to guard the city. The group then split up to inform multiple people of the situation and cover more ground for their investigation. Nearly dying again, Maze felt it was time to confront Victoria about their familial connection and ask what had happened. When she fully understood Maze was not there for revenge, she explained that centuries ago, a member of the Silver Hand had been recruited to assassinate she and Conrad's identities at the time. However, the assassin, Cillian Laverty, only planned to sweet-talk Victoria to gain her trust and to get closer to both of them for the kill, but they fell in love instead. Eventually, this secret affair led to the birth of a baby boy named Lucien Laverty. When the child was born, Conrad had given the order to execute Cillian and the newborn Lucien. The Silver Hand arrived to save their ally, but he was killed during the chaos and instead left with the abandoned baby. The reunited mother and son hugged and reminisced about what possible life they could have had together, but Victoria made it clear she did not want her son to disappear again. Redpath returned to the hotel and learned that Matriarch was sending her crew from the Drifting Sunset to as backup and fill-ins for the 11th Hour when they left for Blackthorn Manor. Garen also informed him that Blood Harvest was being sold at various stalls around Leviara, though it seemed no one was the wiser. Dia and Nash went to confront Armella about possibly being the invisible gymnast, and all hell broke loose. Dia's head nearly ruptured, as well as a keeper trying to assist the situation, and Armella continued to lie to her. As things got more under control, Redpath and Nash found in the back room an old Dream Drinker spider and the cloak the invisible gymnast had been using. Lawmaster Rivaldi and Pride agreed it was time to lock Armella up, but everyone was hesitant considering recent events at Hushstone Prison. So, Oz suggested, and Dia explained, the idea of locking her up in one of Larie's glass cages on his estate. This was a bizarre but good suggestion, and everyone agreed. Now the group is placing the final touches on Armella Dulane's cell. And I will say, on the way here, Pride reached out to Amaranth and was like, we want someone else that has magic to assist in developing, as quickly as possible, makeshift security measures. So I will ping. Let me switch the music a little bit.
She's so sad.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, Kat sent me a new icon just before session. Much appreciated. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, so Armella has been gently set down in a bed that was brought down courtesy of, it was rather amusing because Karstock is just a little too old to assist with it. So it was left to Pride and Rivaldi to bring the chair or the bed downstairs.
All right, pivot.
Maze and Redpath sitting there. All right, now watch this. Watch, they're gonna do the same thing we did. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Pivot left. What left? My left, obviously.
Fascinating.
I could help, but choose not to.
I can't believe we let two old men carry a bed downstairs when there was a perfectly good telekinetic cow right there.
Well, there's also an elevator. So, you know, but hindsight's 2020 and Karstock was too embarrassed to bring it up now.
That's a good way to get killed by Revolver. Oh, goodness me, we could have used the elevator.
I hope you enjoyed your time in this world.
Blood explosion. Anyways, so at this point in time, Armella is actually still unconscious, and more at this point, just asleep. It would appear that just the exertion and emotional toll from this evening has just made her more or less comatose at this point.
That is not unreasonable.
Yeah. So Amaranth finishes putting up the last couple of little defenses, and she spins back around. This was rather short notice, so unfortunately it's not, you know, massive in its line of defenses. It's no Horde of Hersif. And she smirks. but it should suffice. I've set up a couple of alarms. I have also placed around the perimeter a invisibility alarm. If anyone attempts to be invisible on the premises, it will alert Mr. Karstock, myself, and Mr. Lionheart. If you would so choose, she gestures to you, I can add one of you on there as well.
Well, I mean, we could just stay here tonight.
Karstock looks over. Sure.
Sorry, I shouldn't have invited myself.
No. I would love to have you here.
Yes. He's got plenty of room for 4 more animals.
No. You're all people. What?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Did have a sad face for a second before he realized it was a joke.
Oh,
You
joke.
know I would never.
Nash. Oh, it was joke. Puts down Scream Eater.
Saying this, he cast aside a large greatsword.
Karstock kind of nods. Yes. I have a couple more rooms. Might have to break out some sleeping bags. I hope that's all right.
It's fine. It's not like you were expecting us.
Rivaldi looks over to Pride. When can we continue our interrogation of the woman? Miss Dulaine, well, not immediately. She's really not available at the moment. He looks through the glass and sees her just laying there.
She's in a pretty bad state of things, yeah.
I would say, judging from a medical point of view, wait until at least probably the morning. Allow her a full night's rest. Obviously, check in on her, make sure she's not completely unresponsive.
Yeah.
But, she's going to be exhausted, and she's also going to be a mess when she wakes up. She's going to scream.
Everyone kind of looks at you like, all right.
I mean,
Look, it's a hoity-toity woman put in a cell.
not just a cell made for animals. It's probably going to irk her a little bit.
Way nicer
Yes.
than a regular jail cell, though, you gotta admit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yes, I
Honestly,
make sure
fresh
it's
air, yeah.
it's regulated for temperature. There's a day-night cycle, and he presses a light switch, and you see that the lights dim and create like a fake starscape above instead.
That's a blanket over Armella's cage.
Good night,
Just like a
Armella.
bird.
Oh, it's night!
Good morning.
And then Amaranth turns back around. Yeah, so I don't know what other security measures you would want from me. I am happy to provide a fire giant, though I am concerned that might draw attention to
I
this
think the
location.
anonymity is probably a stronger defense right now. As long as it's pretty much only the people in this room who know she's here, that should help a lot.
I would say a good idea for the evening at least. Well, most people are going to be asleep pretty soon, so there's not going to be too many people barging down office doors or anything. But it would probably be a better idea to try and draw attention away from the fact that Armella's at all involved and try and get some sort of group together to discuss to the public what happened at the docks.
Rivaldi nods.
Yes, I think, we had discussed this earlier.
He looks at the 11th hour.
I had opposed the idea of having a meeting so soon, but considering events, I think we need to have one now.
That's reasonable.
So, I would like to contact Madame Delato and Emmett, unfortunately, but
He'll throw up a stink if he's not involved.
Pride looks over.
my primary concern is that if we do not include Emmett, and likely at this point he has gotten word considering one of his keepers nearly lost their head, it would create more distrust amongst the people that we were keeping secrets again. So, the sooner that we can include him, the better.
Do you think we can find a way to perhaps avoid mentioning exactly where Armella currently is? I don't trust him that much.
Pride kind of thinks for a moment.
I feel like if we make it clear to him that the less people that know, the better, I think he would see reason in that. I think the main concern would be if we did not tell him at all about Armella. I think that would be the bigger problem.
Just keep it short and simple. Tell him basically what we told people about.
I don't think we need to tell you how to fleece Emmett out of information.
Amaranth, like, her head kind of bobs back and forth, and she's just wrapping her fingers in the cane. Am I supposed to go to this? I'm not entirely certain, actually. I feel like I'm privy to a lot more information that you would prefer. Pride thinks.
You have been assisting with security, so having another person involved may not be the worst idea, but
Kind of looks at you guys, just for confirmation of what your opinion on the matter would be.
Again, seems sensible.
I have no problem with it. I trust Amaranth implicitly.
It
Amaranth
seems
smiles.
sensible
Thank you.
to at least have you, on the up and up about what's going on, but I don't think we have any plans for what we need you to do.
She nods. That's fine. I just want to be readily available if you do need me for something. It's better to just explain it once than twice. So, she just smiles. She kind of looks upward. My sister is here with me, so I guess I can tell her to go home. Because I will have my own accompaniment.
I guess? I would feel bad leaving her out if she wanted to be in, but I would also feel bad dragging her in if she would rather be out, which seems plausible.
Amaranth taps her chin. You know, I have a bold strategy. You could ask her.
Ask her?
Mm-hmm.
Great minds think alike.
But, as you might be aware, her nickname is Nosy Rosie sometimes. So, I feel like her curiosity would get the better of her anyways.
Well, does the collective think that Rosa would be able to help at all, or do you think she would just be standing around waiting for other people to give her orders?
Rivaldi just snorts and looks away. He clearly has an opinion of Rosa.
I'm getting so close, boys.
No,
he snorts and looks away, but by the time you catch him, he's played it off as a cough.
Yeah. Pride considers for a moment.
I mean, she is quite good at investigation, and having her be involved with looking into this.
I think we might want her skills when it comes to trying to figure out what is going on with Armella anyway. So bringing her in at this stage might just make sense.
Good point, yeah.
I also just really do think she wants to help, so...
Yeah,
I
I guess
mostly meant it in a case of she would feel she's getting in the way. Does that make sense?
Amaranth's expression softens for a moment. That's... Yeah, it makes sense, actually.
I suppose we already dragged her with us to the university where she could, be exposed to mortal danger, so this should be a cakewalk in comparison.
Mm-hmm. Amaranth nods. Right. Well, if that's the case, here, I can... Let me double check her spell list. Does she have sending? She might, actually. Because she can just message Deletta immediately.
Deletta down by the docks. Excuse me, Mr. Emmett, I need you to come with me. Please.
Handcuffs him. She unfortunately does not. I'm certain.
I probably have one left over. He can ping her.
Sure.
Yeah, send her a text.
You up?
Right. I feel like meeting at the Portmaster's office is the best course of action. Pride nods.
I was thinking the same thing. We'll have to use the jury discussion room. It's the largest meeting room we have at the Portmaster's office.
And Pride makes his way out, and clearly there's a hesitation from him. Is anyone coming with me?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm rifling around.
I'm sorry,
my
I wasn't
bag.
sure if we were just cutting directly or if we needed to move our icons.
Yeah. No. Here, and then I'll bunch you guys up.
We were already bunched up.
Well, I don't care.
Goodbye, Mr. Carstock. Thank you.
Of course. Well, I'll just do what I do best, I guess, and just wait. Like, kind of shrugs.
Oh,
Doing
good old Carstock. He's such an empty nester. Like, it makes sense. He looks it, he acts it.
He really is. Also, quick aside, Maze was shooting just skeptical glances to Betsy just throughout the entire discussion, just like, is the cow gonna go sicko mode again? I don't trust the cow. Should the cow be hearing this?
You want to give me a sense motive?
Yes.
Sensitive.
Yes, you are so right. I would love to sense motive.
All right, yeah, sense motive.
Trust that cow.
Maze, you feel a pressure on your head. No. Yeah, no.
Rivaldi's finally like, I can get away with murder anywhere in here.
All that you get from Betsy is she's just like, a lot of people in here.
It would be a shame if something happened.
Y'all look familiar. Oh, well, I enjoy the soccer ball, and she's just kicking the soccer ball against the glass over and over. Did you want to talk to Sienna and Rosa at all upstairs, or just warp over to the meeting?
I could catch a quick word with Rosa.
Oh yeah, let's get the next Maze Rosa social link going.
Yeah, I think Rivaldi and Pride would actually already be outside. So let me move some icons around. Beep, beep, beep,
I'll
beep,
go
beep.
hang out with them.
All right, boys hanging out there.
Boys' night.
Smoking on the front step.
Okay, that'll do it.
I'm back. You're
Standing out.
smoking weed with the Lawmaster?
You line up like King of the Hill.
Yup.
Oh, I mean, that is how I set them up.
Yep.
Wait, do I go out there too for
Hang on, I'm sitting on that
ultimate
bench.
boys' night?
Yeah, you do need to go out there to be the. Perfect.
Yeah, this is a great collection of people.
Just dudes being guys.
The fucking testosterone out here.
Yeah, there's a lot out here.
He is just gonna sit on the couch and play with Bubber.
Yeah, no. You see that Bubber has a nice little bow tie now.
Oh.
And he wiggles on over, and you see that they've given him a harmonica, and and he looks up very proud.
Oh my god, he's come so far. He's grown up so fast.
It's like 2 days.
As you're hugging him, you just feel like as his tongue just latches on your nose.
Yes, adapt to my nose.
Platinum bubber.
Sienna turns around to look at Amaranth. So, were you successful in what you needed to do? And Amaranth nods. Yeah, everything should be squared away, Auntie. Just so you know, Rosa, we are heading to an important political meeting, and it was agreed upon that your presence would be ideal. And Rosa was like having a little biscuit out for Bubber, but Bubber doesn't care. And she looks over. Yeah, whatever you need. I'm happy to help where I can. And Amaranth just nods and smiles. That's about what we assumed. I'm very sorry, Auntie. Amaranth gives a small bow, but I need to make haste and start getting ready. And before she leaves, she's like, oh, you are not leaving before a hug. And very quickly, Sienna gives her a hug. And Amaranth, like, you get the feeling that normally, because of her more stoic stature, that she'd be kind of against it. But she, like, really leans into it and gives her a couple pats on the back. And then Amaranth, with her cane, clicky-clacks on out. Rosa looks over. So, sounds like you all have been exceedingly busy once again.
Yeah, we have a bad habit.
Bad habit is based on the perspective of Who exactly? I mean, this is good for the people. It's helping.
It is good for the people. It's bad for Red Pat's mental health, though.
Ah. She nods. I understand that. So, but yeah, is there anything in particular you wanted to talk to me about? I'm getting a vibe. She just like kind of cocks an eyebrow.
Yeah, sorry, I telegraph my emotions too much.
Oh, it's bursting.
I really flew off the handle there.
I lost it. I'm so sorry.
I've been learning to regulate my emotions more.
I didn't mean to yell.
Just wondering if you've thought about what I said to you before.
Sees Sienna and it's just like, yeah. I do want to help more. I don't know if I can hard commit still, but I do know where I wasn't right. For what that's worth, and she just shrugs.
I mean, to me that's worth a lot. You have to start changing at some point, you know?
Well, I appreciate your patience, because it's taking me a lot longer than it should have.
It probably helps that you and I didn't have any real pre-established relationship.
She nods. Yeah? Yeah? I had a feeling that you were more of a neutral entity.
Well,
And
I'm not neutral on you. I do think you have good intentions, and I'll go to bat for you if anybody thinks otherwise.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you notice there's a softness of like, wow, not many people do that for me. Like kind of like a sad like, oh, Jesus, girl. Tell D I said hello. So, I think before Amaranth gets out here, dudes being guys, did anything happen out here?
Who
Or
would be
what-
the most likely to pipe up first?
I am curious of like what the general air is when it's just Pride and Conrad standing
These
next
four
to
men
each
are
other.
chiseled of stone.
Yeah, it's like a weird energy. They're all like kind of staring out at the fireflies, the various lanterns and whatnot. And
It's like, I
Rivaldi,
feel like, in a weird way, Pride and Nash together are, like, chill, because it's like, we are both standing guard. We know this. We're chill about this. But Conrad and Red Fat being here adds a weird part to
Weird
it.
energy.
yeah, it's kind of silent out for a while until Rivaldi's just like, it's been rather cold lately. That's it. Pride gives nothing and just snorts.
You wouldn't last 5 seconds anywhere else outside of Leviara if that's your opinion.
That's why I've chosen to stay in Leviara.
That's why you've chosen that big fur collar.
That's why I've chosen to kill you first.
Ah.
Blood
that's this.
explosion!
Reverse blood explosion!
He looks down at his coat.
There's a gift from my wife.
It is quite nice.
It is.
Well, you only have coat. Fur on the whole body. Really hot.
Yeah.
Pride looks over.
Yeah, I suppose you would be rather. How have you been managing in Leviara? Do you want, like, should I get you some water? Well, I don't know. You're probably melting.
Nash. Can you shave Knowles?
Oh,
I don't know about this one, Chief.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I keep canteen on me. Do have to refill a lot.
Pride just looks over.
Right. Well, if you need something else to help keep you cool, I'm sure Rosa can help, actually.
And not too long after, Amaranth comes out.
Comes out, cone of cold.
And Amaranth like
One
kind of
sister.
Amaranth kind of comes on and just shivers. Oof, cold out here. What have you boys been talking about? Just, I'm getting.
Okay, maybe he's right. Maybe it's a local thing.
I feel like it might just be around here specifically. And she just walks past Rivaldi.
Rivaldi just causes thermal disruptions. Due to his winning personality, just sucks the warmth out of spaces.
Bro, Rivaldi, when you walk out of here, you better avoid those frogs. You'll kill them.
Rivaldi just looks around. Well, let's go. And just leaves.
Good talk,
Red
buddy.
Path does the Midwestern leg slap. Oh,
Well,
Well, I tell you what. All right, I'm gonna start. So we've got all these people.
Nash
that
just
need to
is
be
sitting
here.
around thinking, it is so weird we are just standing next to this guy. It
Yeah.
is so weird that we are just next to Conrad
We are
Rivaldi.
just standing
Standing.
here.
We
The
are just
Midwestern
standing
next
here.
one.
For
The
Red
mid-
Path, at least, it's been a case of like. He's met like 4 different versions of this guy. He's had this exact rapport with like 4 different people, so he's like, yeah, this is just a fucking Tuesday, man.
yeah, no, Maze has been thinking much the same, just like, it's kind of weird the amount of big, strong men who have beef with me specifically, we've gotten some chummy rapport with.
Yeah, exactly.
ah,
Double
Oh my
Red
God.
Path all the way!
Oh,
Yeah!
whoops, hold on. Hold on. I
Meets Maze.
genuinely thought I had Maze. There we go.
Oh, Maze, your me costume is really good.
Thank you.
Me fighter!
You forgot to update the freckles though. They're gold now.
Idiot.
Dumbass.
So just so you know, everyone's not just like standing around like this.
Yeah.
I'm letting you decide where you want to sit. Deletta obviously takes the head of the table as portmaster.
Oh my god, let me sit in the worst seat.
Where's Emmett? Where Emmett?
Where Emmett sit?
Oh, we do have just
you know
enough
what?
chairs, okay.
Emmett's the kind of
Oh,
guy.
Wow.
He would absolutely sit there.
I'm right with
Okay.
you, buddy. Get fucked! My chair!
Never done this before. I was just gonna say Red Path's gonna be serving tea, so he'd be like around one of these things.
Nash wants to sit next to Deletta. Smile.
Letta!
Tribe would also sit next to Deletta, most likely.
Yeah, 2 big strong men at her side. Let's go.
Yeah, boy.
I guess just here is fine.
I will also say that Emmett did arrive with a couple of extra keepers, so outside the door there are like 4 more keepers that are just like, you can hear every once in a while just casual conversation between the Blue Jays. It's a little tense, but like...
Out here are just
It's
4 more
cold out
keepers
there.
just stealing office supplies.
Oh, that stapler's real nice.
I feel like, Rivaldi, he might sit like here.
All right.
Okay,
Make it
if
so
he-
that
if he
Mesa
does that,
rolls on
Dia's swapping so that she doesn't want to sit next to Emmett though. Dia's gonna move there so that the sisters can sit next to each other.
All right. Is everyone content with these?
Yeah,
these seating
we
arrangements?
like the seating arrangements. Thank you, wedding planner.
Perfect.
It should be noted that Red Path mostly is not sitting, he's standing around and serving tea and
Good.
snack.
Only one person has to tank Emmett.
Yeah, there's a tank swap midway through. There's a hell of a tank buster.
Yeah, that's us. Die, Emmett.
Emmett sits on down, and he accepts the tea from you, Red Path, and he doesn't drink it. He's like, no offense, but with everything going on right now, having a bunch of high-profile people in one room, I do not feel comfortable just taking drinks all willy-nilly like. But I appreciate the gesture.
Oh, do you at least
Yeah,
feel
that's
like...
fair.
Somebody like you doesn't have any special tricks to find out if I've poisoned it or not.
I don't actually.
You don't? Oh, well, I could
So
do
I
it
won't
for
take
you,
the
and you would just have to trust me.
Look at you.
I-
That is mighty tempting, sir. But I feel like I would have to question the individual handing me a drink going, oh, don't worry, I tested it. It's A-okay, buddy.
He holds up the teapot in front of everybody and taps it with his hand twice and casts Purify Food and Drink. Now, if you're too paranoid, it's your own fault.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Paladin without Purify Food and Drink, get his ass.
Sounds a little fake to me.
I am surprised that you're still wearing all of your armor, though, Emmett.
He turns to you. I mean, I need to maintain a sort of a appearance to the people. I mean, but I understand that is rather rude considering our discussions taking place here. If you excuse me for a moment, and he takes off his helmet.
Oh my god, are we gonna get Garen too? Oh!
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Whoa!
You see a Samir gentleman, kind of like late 30s, maybe early 40s, and you notice that from kind of the hairline over his right eye and actually down the cheek a fair amount, is what you would assume is a scar, but because he's a Samir, it's just a flowing river forever.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why every time you've been around him, you hear this like water sound.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where he kind of blushes. I apologize for the scar. I realize that might be a little off-putting.
Maze holds up his
if you need,
robot arm. It's not.
Nash has an eye patch on.
He like looks around, like, I guess maybe I'm in good
So
company.
many people with scars in this room, it is unreal.
Pride
If
like
you're
looks.
concerned that you might spill water, here, have a napkin.
Thank you. And he takes a little napkin and he like kind of dabs his face a little bit because he's just a wet boy. And he brings his hands together. So, have a lot to discuss. There was something that took place at Smooth as Silk. I have a keeper that's hopefully not deaf, but damn near close at the moment. And sounds like there was a lot of involvement regarding Armella. Now, he puts a hand up. I have not told anyone about this. I figured it was important that we discuss this before blabbing, because hell, I don't have all the information.
That's good procedure.
That's correct procedure. Especially considering he gestures over to Letta. Now that we're more in line with one another for working together, I felt it was appropriate to wait because, hell, I trust y'all. Letta nods. Yes, a lot of this is news to me as well. Luckily, Nash, the 11th hour, were on the scene, and Pride and Lawmaster Rivaldi were able to assist with the following measures. And Amaranth leans over, and I'm helping with security. So, you can rest assured that there is extra assistance in this process. We don't want to take this lightly. So, and Emmett kind of looks around. Good. So, where is she? I assume that she has been apprehended.
Yeah, she's in a holding cell.
Yeah, we've speared her away to a secure location. Given the amount of magical shenanigans, it's kind of important to make sure that she's as far out of the public reach as possible.
I see. So then I would assume she is not at Hushstone Prison.
No, that's a pretty public place, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I voiced some concerns about that because there were those recent incidents where inmates were killed, and well, especially considering what just happened to Mr. Hunch today, yeah, we thought the normal prison that everyone sees and knows about would not be the safest place for her in the immediate term.
Emmett kind of leans back. That makes sense. No, I agree with that decision. And gets that big old toothy smile. I assume I will not be informed as to where she is. And Pride leans over. Unfortunately, Emmett, we feel it is the best course of action to have a limited number of people know her current location. Emmett kind of thinks about that. Fair enough. Nope. When you're right, you're right. I won't press further. Though, I will need to inform my keepers that she has at least been detained just to lower concerns and prevent a full-on manhunt.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yes,
no reason.
They don't need to worry about slinking through the streets looking for some sort of escaped prisoner or something.
Good. All right, well, means we can all sleep a little easier, thanks to y'all. All right, well, what do you need me to do? Lawmaster Evaldi looks over. I would prefer if you kept us more in the loop of your activities as well as the Keepers in general. Well, then I would appreciate that to be, flowing both ways, if you don't mind.
and here it is. May's gestures. We've told you what we've done.
There you have. At this point in time, my keepers are traveling through your city, just double-checking things. They will not enter premises without permission from owners of the establishment. I'm going to have, if you don't mind, looks very pointedly at Pride, I would prefer to have some keepers on the docks again. If only just to have some healers on site, just in case. I mean, a lot of pirates just got blasted, so I doubt they were exactly in the most pleasant of moods.
A lot of people got blasted, Emmett.
I'm aware, but people aren't going to start raising their swords and guns. They're going to stay in their homes, which is preferred. But let me make this clear, Mr. Myers, and he pats your hand. I do not want to trivialize the loss of life in any capacity, but I do want to focus our efforts. Does that seem reasonable?
That does. And I'd like to point out, just for personal stake here, that I don't really care who they were, just that they were people who died, not pirates, Emmett.
He nods. Fair enough. My apologies, sir. And thank you for reminding me. That is appreciated. Emran kind of leans over. I should make it clear. I have assisted with the security measures and gone to great lengths to ensure that at the time it will be sufficient. And I, with permission, looks over at Pride and Madame Delato, I would like to add more security measures, just to be safe. But I was a little ill-prepared. This was rather sudden. And Rosa leans forward. And I know I don't currently outrank you, Emmett. Emmett, turns and looks at her. Rosa continues. But I would like to assist where I can with organizing keepers, if you don't mind. Emmett kind of tilts his head. Well, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Well, from what I can tell, you're really the only high-ranking keeper currently present. This is a large operation you're trying to organize, and no offense, you've kind of dropped the ball a couple of times. Let's be real. You've had keepers not present where they needed to be, and if all the information is funneling through you, it's overload, you'll forget things, but as a keeper myself...
I mean, come on, it's a big city too. You can't be two places at once.
Emmett nods. That's a fair point. I can't. So I'm going to give Rosa a persuasion check to convince Emmett to allow her to have some control over keepers. Let's see here. Where is her diplomacy? Okay. Roll d20 plus beep. Boop. Emmett thinks about that for a while. I'm slightly hesitant because while I respect what you've done for the Keepers, Ms. Harsif, losing your rank as judge is concerning, especially considering I don't really know why or how quite yet. And I don't need to be nosy. I'll be polite. But that does make me a little hesitant. But I will give you control over at least one small platoon. Does that seem reasonable? Rosa nods. I will accept that graciously. Lovely. But do understand, dear, He points. You still take orders from me.
Who
Makes
do you
sense.
take orders from?
Looks over. Well, if possible, get information from a judge back at Errol, using sending and whatnot.
Who was
But
your primary judge then?
my primary well, they weren't a judge at the time, but Magnus was a go-to, and you see Pride roll his eyes. Like, Jesus Christ. And then when he leans forward, wait a minute, not a judge at the time. What? Yeah, he's probably been deputized at this point in time. He is likely the new judge. And Rosa nods. I can confirm he's a new judge for the Keepers.
That's power vacuums for you.
Pride under his breath. It's fucking bullshit.
Nash notices, gives him a look, but doesn't say anything of, I hear ya.
I obviously also make contact. Well, I can't really go into full detail because there are some judges that we need to, maintain their secrecy.
Of course.
I mean, tell you what though. Like I said, I'll reach out there and I'll make contact with Judge Payne. Every once in a while, if we are so lucky, make contact with the Queen. Ivan occasionally will provide orders. As you know, His Holiness. Well, actually,
As
X.
a quick aside, Judge Payne is going by a different title now, isn't she?
She sure is. She sure fucking is.
Curious, is
Did it
Emido...
look like he intentionally left that out?
Yeah, is he
or-
omitting that, or
Sense
does he
motive.
not know? Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Sense motive.
I'll give it a shot. I'm sitting
Right,
next
I
to the fucker.
I forgot her new title, Bitch Pain.
Okay. Hard to tell.
Oh.
I had to bring it up, but I don't actually know how much us normal civilians would be in the
Yeah, that's
know
the thing.
about.
You don't want to
But
bring
Emmett's
that
not
up.
gonna.
Touch
He's
that
not gonna let
only-
anyone catch him slipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice Rose's eyes kind of dart back and forth like, about that as well.
Yeah,
but
no,
she
we're
doesn't-
all thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Just gonna
Deletta...
bring that shit up.
Yeah, really. So basically, 11th Hour and Rose are the ones going like, that's a weird thing to leave out. Everyone else in the room is like, okay, fair enough. And they just leave it at because they don't know.
yeah, Judge Payne. We've all seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So I
maybe we'll
suppose
see
that
it.
means, it's not common knowledge that she's going on the warpath.
And of course, there is a judge that is the keeper of secrets, as it were. But obviously, we'd like to keep their identity, secret. But yeah, so I mean, we get orders from all sorts of people. But since I can't make contact with them on the regular, I'm in charge of my keepers. Don't you, don't you fret.
He does another Midwesterner knee slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Gets up from the table. Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Out of curiosity, out of character, has anyone ever specified whether Emmett is a captain?
Oh, Emmett is an Eldritch Knight.
Okay,
So
he,
and
he would be outranked by a captain as well then.
you would assume that, but even though he is wearing an Eldritch Knight armor, based on the fact of like how much authority and how casually he's talking to you right now, you would wager he might be, while in Eldritch Knight armor, is actually a captain or maybe even a little higher. He's not a judge, but he's definitely a high position of power.
The funniest play here would be if he wasn't a captain and we were like, Rose is not technically a keeper right now, but here's Captain Andrin Dandarius here to give you your orders. Aren't you dead? No.
Yeah,
head
and
explodes.
I'm even trying to think of like from like a
Timeline perspective.
not even a timeline perspective, but like what would the keeper's perspective on Andrin be? Because she left too.
Mm-hmm.
So like Garen is an obvious like this guy's a fucking traitor. Don't trust him at all. But Andrin, it's a dicey one. I'm not
It's
too
not
sure.
a play we'd ever make since we would never want to put her back in in the melee, but it would be really funny if she was our one non-disgraced keeper.
Quick aside, Maze will actually ask him, you're an Eldritch Knight, right?
I am.
What's it take for keepers to earn that rank?
A lot of hard work. Obviously, you don't have to specifically be an arcane caster, but you do need to have some sort of magical ability, just because you're more capable of handling a variety of situations, things of the sort. You follow your orders well, you take initiative where it's necessary. There's all sorts of different ways that an Eldritch Knight can, become an Eldritch Knight.
Well, how'd you do it?
Well, worked my way up. I worked under Magnus for a bit. Honestly, I played a role in just keeping the boy calm. And Pride leans over. Good job on that. I admit, boy's got a hell of a temper, and unfortunately could not rein him in nearly as much as I would have liked. It's the reason that I'm here still, because, hell, he just gives you a little elbow. I'm so damn amicable. But, I've been with the Keepers for about, 15 years at this point. He kind of like nostalgia hits him, and he just kind of smiles like, man, it's been a good run.
Shit, man.
Sorry, I went down memory lane for a moment there, but yeah.
That's all right. I was just curious.
I appreciate you asking, sir. What is your profession? I'm sorry to get off topic, but hell, I'm just curious because you being 11th hour and whatnot, y'all are beyond mercenaries. Let's be real. You ain't mercenaries at this point. You a damn force of nature.
Well, I don't have an illustrious history. Just an ordinary scoundrel.
Well, how'd you become a scoundrel?
Looks at him, didn't have much say in it. You know how it goes, I'm sure.
We always got a choice, but
Not
I do
always,
also understand.
Emmett.
I had a button there, but sometimes we don't get a choice for a while. And seeing as you're here now, at this very table, making sure folks are safe, and hell, even reminding me the importance of life, I'd say you're making a good turnaround.
I'd like to think so.
I think so.
Thanks for the glowing endorsement, Emmett.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Maze.
Rivaldi looks over. Emmett, I hope you don't mind. No, actually, I don't care if you mind him.
Actually, fuck you.
Brian, is taking a sip of his drink.
Red Pat taps the table with his knuckle yeah, that's funny.
I would like you to give me periodic updates of your activities. Turns over. Ah, fair. But I would obviously, yes, want them in return. Yes, flows both ways. I'm aware of your position at this point. Emmett gets a very serious look for a moment. I don't appreciate your tone, Mr. Rivaldi. I would appreciate some manners. This is a high-stress situation. We can trust these people in this room, I would assume. Looks pointedly at Emmett. So please, understand I just want cooperation. That's all you had to say? Hell.
Dude, we're getting the evil shadow people in the room against each other.
Fight! The girls are fighting!
It's kind of a moot point to try and get a read on it, but I do want to try and get a read on Emmett. Was he offended?
Yeah, why don't you give me another sense motive check?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, not today.
Who in this room seems to be the one in charge? Who is the one leading this sort of stupid dance going on?
I bet that's the point of tension.
Yeah.
That nobody knows who's got the stupid anything.
Which of you fuckers is in charge?
No one knows
My
who
dick
is
is bigger. No, my dick is bigger.
who is holding the conch.
Let's see here. And then where is his sense motive? Because
I want to roll sense motive. I want to roll sense motive.
sense motive.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'll spin.
Dia's like, wow, this tea is just
Damn,
fantastic.
if we're rolling dice, I want to roll a dice.
Oh,
There you go.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
The
Okay.
backspin.
What
Okay.
numbers we got?
I
Me and
gotta
Red, we know
refresh
what's going on.
I gotta refresh my roll 20 right now. I'm not getting these rolls in time.
Let's see here. You like looking at.
I think we're just
this-
gonna vibe check in the room right now.
Like, the best you can pick up from this is Emmett and Rivaldi. The vibe that you're getting from Emmett is know your place. Not much more than that,
Damn.
but there's
Oh.
definitely like a okay.
Oh, I see.
And Emmett once again gets his big toothy smile. Well, I'm glad that we're all on the same page of coming together. And both hair sifts. Very happy to have your expertise involved. Rosa, I'd love to chat with you later about your platoon that you'll be running around with. And Rosa nods. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that conversation. I had a couple questions for you anyways. Sure. Happy to answer what I can. Well, looks around. Anything else y'all need from me? We got a busy night ahead of us.
Yeah, just one thing, because sorry, so much has gone on today. I'm not quite sure if you mentioned it. You did mention you went up near Smooth as Silk when you were on your patrol, and did you see Armello while you were there?
He thinks about that. I mean, pretty sure I did. I mean, it was one of those things where I didn't want to just enter the building, you know, and draw
Why have you
attention
not?
to draw attention to myself. You know what I
Not
mean?
allowed to go and get a haircut?
Oh, I cut these locks? You kidding me? And he just like
Just a
tosses his
trim.
hair back.
He does a little finger scissors, just a trim.
What about you, sir?
Oh, I'd never let her touch my hair.
Well, then you understand my position.
Yeah,
He smiles.
Culture, I see.
No, but an investigation of Armella was in place. And we wanted to be very cautious about it. We didn't want to run in guns blazing. And seeing as I don't enter Smooth as Silk very often, if ever, I was concerned that my presence might make her jittery. But from our positions looking in, I didn't see her.
That makes sense.
yeah, that lines up. I suppose we don't know how long she was out at the time, but yeah, we've seen no indication that she can be in two places at once either.
Seems like quite the impressive feat. So, is there anything else? Deletta, thanks. I apologize, I haven't contributed too much. This is... I'm surrounded by so many experts. I felt it was best to, let y'all hash it out. And the best I can do is just reinforce what you want to do.
Well, what are your thoughts on it, Deletta? Do you think we're on the right track here?
She nods. I think so. Obviously, I don't want there to be more chaos in the streets, and Armella is, while sometimes controversial, she is a well-loved individual from some circles in this city. And I feel like trying to maybe not cover up, but limit what details are released. Yes. Just because if by chance this is not correct, well, we need to be able to backpedal, a little bit at least. Pride nods. Regardless, she is guilty of smuggling. That much we do know, and that much we can release to the public.
I feel like is reasonable. Everyone
Yeah.
looks around.
That
Believe
checks
so.
out.
Rosa nods. I think that would be a wise decision. A lot of people are still confused at what happened at the docks, and I feel like that would help alleviate some concerns.
I have no objection.
Well,
If that is everything, I guess meeting adjourned.
he just like claps his hands together and stands up.
Meeting adjourned. Oh.
Now, obviously, if any of y'all need me, you know where to find me. I am.
Actually, we don't. What part of town do you live in?
He spins around.
I spend a lot of my time at Hustone Prison. They have barracks there that provide a little extra security and whatnot.
And Rivaldi turns and nods.
I agree. That's where we usually have some extra keepers as well as Emmett himself. And if I'm feeling rather decadent, might swing on by Siren Song. You know, would that be all right, Madame Delano?
Yes, I think that'd be very nice. If you'd like, I'd love to get you a room.
Oh, bless you, dear. No offense, Vivaldi. Those beds, they are truly divine at your barracks, but...
Wait, you can't mean to tell me you live in the prison.
Oh, heavens, no. I live in the barracks, not in the prison itself.
It's more or less the same thing.
Well, there's a difference between which side of the bars you're on, boy.
Red Path internally.
That's a matter of perspective.
He just
Gotta
kind
free
of
yourself from the bars in your head, man.
Yeah. But, again, lovely chitty-chatting with y'all, and looking forward to working together.
And Emmett walks out. And you can hear the stomp, clomp, tromp of his keepers tagging along.
Hey, did he leave any water behind?
Trying to think. Maybe a little bit?
Yeah, he wiped his face, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he, like, handed it back.
He's like, I'm blue boogies in this. You want it?
I'll take it for science.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Pride kind of leans on the table.
Well, that went smoother than I had thought.
He's really good at playing the part of an amiable guy.
Rivaldi nods.
Quite amicable.
Quite.
Nash is thinking something but isn't sure he wants to say it. So he's just kind of...
Fucker.
No, he just wants to say he wants to be in charge so bad. Because he picked up on that tension between him and Rivaldi. He's like, Emmett wants to be in charge so bad.
Rosa,
Yes.
don't let him get in your head.
I won't.
That's your job.
That's what beat me to it. Guess you're in my head. Though, while I have the capabilities of kind of poking around in there, I need to be careful. Because if I do it wrong, he'll know.
Yeah, be careful.
Amaranth.
Oh.
You see that Amaranth, like, tightens her grip on her cane? How dangerous are we considering Emmett to be?
Huh. Well, at minimum, he's an Eldritch
second.
Knight.
1 second. Before any of that happens, God, what do I cast here for this? I'm sure I have a little no eavesdropping spell. Where is it?
I mean, Nash has been keeping his ears open because
Yeah.
my assumption is Emmett can't just hang around because there are Blue Jays out there. So he'd have to either be really stealthy or use some sort of spell.
Yeah, no, and if we're gonna be magically scryed upon, I'm pretty sure this guy is the one who's going to be doing that.
I mean, yeah, but I'll cast a silent table just in case.
Amaranth just kind of sighs. Rosie, I am not doubting your capabilities, but I also don't want you to get too in over your head trying to prove yourself. And Rosa turns over. I know that, but I've been sitting on my hands for too long, and this is a way for me to, well, looks over at Pride, keep tabs on him, and have a little bit of control over keepers.
Plus,
Pride
this
nods.
is well within Rosa's skill set. I wouldn't be so concerned for her.
Rivaldi nods.
So be it. I leave this in your capable hands, then.
Maze looks over to Rivaldi. Emmett doesn't seem to have much respect for you.
That's because I don't have much respect for him. As he says, it flows back and forth, whatever bullshit fumbles out of his mouth.
It just sort of shakes up the foundation of the front, you know? He's trying to act like he wants to help the city, but you're the one who's in charge of protecting it.
He stops at the door
This is true,
and looks over.
but I guess everyone has different opinions on how we can do that.
Yeah, beat it. Yeah, maybe I wanted to keep talking to you. Fuck off.
Make a report. What the hell?
Rivaldi walking out. Yeah, I got the last word.
Like,
Fuck
shit,
that
I
kid.
had more words for him.
Nope. No. I'm activating ad block. Nope.
I'm putting you in AFK.
Let's see here. Yeah. And so, more or less, this devolves into just keep giving each other updates and things and what kind of the next steps are. More or less what you're all very much aware of at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you are free to go where you please. You can head on home. You can, yeah. Or if you wanted to talk with someone in private, you're more than welcome to do that as well.
I think there is something we wanted to ask of Rosa in private, isn't there? A little something.
Sure. Yeah, I think if that's the case, then Amaranth likely gets up and is like, thinking about it more. Diletta, do you mind if I check your security for here in the office? Oh, I would love that. It's been a while since we had the hair serfs assist with that. Pride looks at all of you and is like, I'm picking up a vibe. I will tag along. Why not?
I love how he can sense our
him.
vibes.
I love him.
He has
thinking it's already too late. The fungus has consumed him.
If you look at his character sheet under sense forms, he has a vibe sense 30 feet.
Yeah.
Man.
Idea.
Hey, Red Path. You should have sat down for more of that. You were up hustling tea around the whole time. I felt bad for you.
No, can't sit down for too long.
Are you a restless legs boy?
Look at me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyway, Rosa.
Yes, hi.
Gestures to Dia.
Yeah. It occurred to me. You and Amaranth were having dinner the other night when we came with the university stuff, and it's just been a crazy couple of days. I wanted to suggest maybe tomorrow would be a good opportunity to finally get some downtime and go out to, I don't know, brunch or something and get it right this time.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow and then is like,
Yeah.
yes, I think that is a lovely idea.
Say maybe around 11?
She nods. I can do that. Amaranth is a morning person, so I will have to convince her tonight to wait on breakfast until later because I'm not. So
That's good. That if she's good and hungry, you guys can have a nice, long, relaxed meal and take as long as you want.
She thinks, perhaps I'll invite my father.
Oh, no, well...
You don't have to go that far.
Yeah, if you really want to bear that cross, that's on you.
I won't. She just kind of like tilts her head.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, sorry, I have my limits.
Yeah.
No one expected that of you.
Despite the suggestion, and she like winks, I would like to have a nice brunch with her. It's been so chaotic lately. It'd be nice to just sit down and talk.
Oh, no, I absolutely meant it genuinely, in addition to, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And I assume...
What is going on with Mace?
He's tipping in his chair.
Oh, okay. I thought you were, like, sliding under the table.
Rosa, like, leans in. And I assume that you're all squared away for what you need to do?
I think so.
As much as we can be.
Yeah, there's still a lot of unknowns, but we've exhausted most of our potential areas of investigation. And the last one that I can think of is invasive in a way that I would feel a little bad doing it, even in the context of our friendly wager.
She thinks, okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think we could do anything like that without someone on the inside, and I am in no universe planning on asking that of you.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. As much as you've had faith in me, like looks over at Maze, I can't.
You've only got one sister.
I have another sister, but she left
Okay,
home.
well then my metaphor was completely incorrect, but you get what I'm saying, right?
I only have one sister here.
Your relationship with her is not something I would want to jeopardize over something as trivial as well, it's not really trivial, but we can find a way to make it work.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And she stands up, and as she's pushing her chair in, by the way, looks at Dia and Nash very specifically. You remember what I told you on the beach a couple days ago, right?
Which part?
Sorry, I should have been more specific. My brain's moving 1,000 miles an hour. Payne's new title.
Yeah, I was wondering. Kind of weird.
Is there any chance that word hasn't reached the keepers here yet? I mean, you've obviously reached here, so I would think they could have gotten a message out, but...
Rosa cups her chin and thinks, I don't know. Hold on. She like is bracing for Red Path snark. Is like, no, not right now, not again.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I just had another observation. Go ahead.
If I had to guess, Conqueror is quite the title to just have.
Kind of bad PR to go admitting that that's what your boss is called now.
Right. If I had to guess, that new title is being kept more or less within the castle itself. So the fact that I got that information is... She thinks about that. Why would they let me have that then?
I might add on to that just really quickly, my initial sort of assumption was that, obviously, yes, it's a bit of a dire sort of title, but Leviara isn't really in the Coalition anymore, so you certainly wouldn't want to be known to your enemy as the Conqueror, would you?
No, definitely not.
But that is a good question. Why would they have let you know?
Maybe they don't want it known officially, just as a whisper on the wind.
I'm gonna have Amaranth roll an intelligence check to see if
Amaranth?
Rosa, I'm so sorry.
Amaranth is snooping!
Even the GM thinks my sister should be doing this instead of me.
I mean, I love Amaranth. Like, when I got her design and whatnot back, I was like, oh yeah, this is good shit.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Amaranth.
Actually, I'll do a GM roll. What do you think about this? Unless they wanted me to know, and She thinks. Maybe I'm being crazy about this. What if they wanted me to know so that if I brought it up to Emmett, especially in a public domain, it could be thrown back in my face of being spiteful at the Keepers and lowering my reputation even further and my trust?
That does seem a bit conspiratorial, though. Given what we're working with, it's not out of the question.
She looks over. My job was a spinner before. This was my job, was to take any information and spin it in a positive. Because if a recently removed judge started rambling on about how there's a new position of power known as the Conqueror and things like that, and if Emmett, who is liked by the people and clearly has connections to Errol, has not heard of it,
They think you're being hysterical.
Mm-hmm. And I guess that could. And then she like lean, like kind of grips the chair again. And then they would use it in a way of saying that we're trying to badmouth the Keepers even further, and it would propel them even higher in public opinion. Because it would be because of my direct connection. Not direct, but the Hersa family is aiding the Blue Jays with security and whatnot.
Well,
that we're trying to oust them out as well.
regardless of what their plan was, you held your tongue, so it didn't work.
Yeah. I felt bad that I didn't bring it up in the moment, but it didn't sit well with me. I was concerned that there was a play I wasn't seeing here, and thinking about it more. Shit. Yeah, no, we need to keep an eye on him, and I will get cracking on that immediately.
Best of luck.
When I was BRB, did Dia tell her about the brain shit?
No, but maybe we should, since Rose is going to be
I wasn't sure whether or not that had been presumed to have happened off screen, but yeah.
I feel like, yeah, if you want, you can have also told her that, and she'll kind of cup her chin.
I thought that's what was being directly with when Red Pal was like, oh, don't let him in your head. I was like, haha, metaphorically and literally, haha.
But I don't think we've actually straight out told her, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think when getting in your head, she was likely considering of just what she does, which is detect thoughts.
Yeah.
But an actual mind wipe, that's a whole different level of like fucked.
Yeah, if you do actually find anything interesting, incriminating, whatever, anything that there's decent chance to think that Emmett wouldn't want you to know about the operation, my advice is write it down immediately after what happened to me, or almost happened to me.
Right.
Write it down or tell someone else. Especially if he comes smarming up to you. You might only have seconds.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind, and I'll keep a notepad handy. And she just smiles. Well, thanks again for all you do. I'll keep you posted. She just she puts on her little sun hat and walks on out.
Well, I'm going to the market.
Are you getting stuff for dinner?
I am.
Nice.
I'm picking up groceries, and I'm also hopefully going to. Oh, excuse me.
He starts like doing the thing where you walk with someone, like you hold the side of them.
Groceries and hopefully information.
Have you communicated to us, Red Path, about the whole blood harvest being here thing?
This is what I'm doing right now.
What do you think I'm doing? Yeah. Cool. So, what we'll probably do then is, let me just move some tokens. So you head on down into the kind of like market area of things and of the sort. So I don't know if we need to do
It's like 8:30 p.m. and he's just
It's-
like, why is everything closed?
Yeah.
No, that's his goal, actually. He's trying to catch people while they're closing up.
Okay, yeah, so you're gonna be the problematic one.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
he's
the
gonna come in
asshole.
5
Yeah.
minutes before close, and
order a steak.
yeah,
Okay.
because people are more likely to tell him things to get him to go away.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
Weaponized Karenism.
Weaponized Karenism.
Yeah, here, I'll bring you over to this here map. Where are the other people? Why did they not spawn in? Oh, Jesus Christ.
People, where are the people?
Where are the people?
They're hiding indoors because there's a moiterer on the streets.
A moiterer?
A moiterer.
I need my knight, though. Where's my knight?
I told you guys Red Path is lawful evil. I've never said that.
No, you say that every time before we hit the stream button.
Just like,
You have to
guys, just
remind them.
remember,
That's the
Red Path is
secret,
lawful
actually.
evil. And you kept saying it, so we just stopped listening to you.
Yeah, you just thought it was like a verbal tick at some point.
It's like, nah, dog. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Just trying to get this to be like
That's
more
all
of a
good.
nighttime map.
Take your time.
In a paper towel. Okay.
In a paper towel.
You guys haven't seen that video, check it out if you can.
So you're here, Red Path, and this woman is like packing things up, and sees you like walking on over, and you've seen this in the service industry before. There is this sigh of like, fuck, hello.
Oh.
Hi, hello. I'm not technically a customer. I'm just here to ask you a few questions.
Oh, thank God that you don't mind if I keep packing up. She just
Oh, go for it. Do you want some help? I can help you out.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Look at all these big, strong people we got here. Come on, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I'm busy
Hi.
staring at this window through time,
Huh?
What?
looking up at the roof of.
No!
Oh,
Don't
fuck.
pay attention
Don't
to
do
it!
that. Stop that.
it.
That makes problems for me, and it makes me
Oh,
sad.
no.
Just down there.
Punch is still down here.
No, don't look. He's not there. He's dead. Stop. It's daytime down there because the asset's not big enough. Go up.
This skybox in Minecraft.
Yeah, no.
Just so you know, she's gonna be more aggressive soon.
People's aggression is increasing.
Anyway,
Little
yeah.
people.
So you start packing things up for her. It's like, so what did you want to know?
I'm mostly wondering, oh god, where do I even start with this? What is the specialty for this stall? Is this, I'm seeing beans and seeing lentils here. What do we got?
I mean, beans and lentils, sure. A lot of vegetables are kind of my go-to thing, and just because a lot of fruit is already covered by a lot of folks around here, just because we got plenty of just we got our mango
And-
trees and whatnot. Like, yeah.
Yeah, does the market collectively have like one supplier that they all kind of like share out and then put in different stalls? Is it like a city-sponsored thing, or is it like individual?
She like hefts a couple of boxes and starts stacking them. I mean, it varies. I mean, some are government sponsored. Others, like my own, I get mine from like Sweetstone and whatnot, just because it lasts for so long, and it's good quality
okay.
stuff. Not to mention, I know for a fact that just up the road, I know someone who gets theirs from Melody Meadows, which is not terribly far from here, actually. And you know that Melody Meadows is like just a couple days away. It's not too shabby.
Who's the farmer in Sweetstone you talk with?
I mean, it was kind of more like a little corporation thing. I'll be real. There was a lot of exchanging of hands because I was going through kind of a local farmer
Oh
there.
yeah, lots of middlemans and stuff like that.
Right. And so it was consolidated to going through, I think, Smoky Industries, something like that.
Yeah.
But things have changed again recently. And so my production pipeline has slowed down a little bit. But now I'm going back to the, I guess, regularly appointed farmers.
Okay, all right. And do you know if most of the other people in the market were also getting stuff from Sweetstone and Melody Meadows, or was anybody getting stuff from Hazel Hill?
She thinks Hazel Hill's a little too far, probably.
Yeah, no, that's mostly for Errol.
Yeah, I think Sweetstone was doing business with Errol, but again, it's because their food just lasts so long. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure Bitter End. Some folks get from there as well. Yeah, it's more close to the coast is where you're going to get a lot of your stuff.
Okay, and is there anybody in particular here in the city who like oversees it as a whole? No, I know there's like a port master and stuff like that, and like a law master. Is there like a food master or something?
She kind of shakes her head. Not especially. I mean, if you're going through the port master, it's a government-owned, business, which then kind of cuts into your own profits a fair amount. But then you've got a lot of safety nets, so it kind of depends on what you're looking for. So a lot of us lean more towards, especially now that we've been getting really stellar deals on fruits and veggies in the last like half year or so. We've been kind of going more independent and just getting that.
Okay. All right.
He just kind of sits there and thinks for a minute, like glances over at like everybody else, like,
Indeed.
Yeah, I hope that was helpful. Are you interested in getting into the business as well? I mean, always love to have a little more competition.
Not the selling fruits and stuff like that market directly. No, I don't know if you can tell by my outfit here. I work more in the kitchen, so I'm just trying to get familiar with what the local pipeline is here.
Sure. No, and I kind of guessed that, but there's plenty of people who, sell their own food and then also cook it up. I mean, there's a nice little kebab place just up the road. If you haven't tried it yet, oh my gosh.
okay. He kind of looks over at everybody else, like, do you guys have any questions that can help me out here?
I mean, I think, I don't know what else we can really wring out of her, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think you got most of the information that you could out of this avenue,
All right, yeah, no, that pretty much is everything I can think of. Thank you for your help here. Do you need any more boxes or anything moved?
No, and I should be the one saying thank you. I won't lie. When you were approaching up, I was a little like, oh my god, another one.
Yeah,
huh?
I didn't want to be that guy, but
No. And I appreciate that. No, you've done more than enough. I honestly, this has saved me a lot of time, so I'll wrap this up. But thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even ask. What is your name?
My name is gonna be Emma.
That's a lovely name. Nice to meet you, Emma. I'm Laurent.
Behold! Ha! Gotcha!
Motherfucker, you think you can get a fast one over me?
You're right. That's too close to people that are a problem right now. I'm Luna.
Aw, that's much nicer than Emma.
All right, delete that from my list of generic names.
There can never be another one.
The
No, I
one
can't do
Steve
this.
limit cannot be violated.
Yeah.
All right, I suppose we'll get out of your hair then.
Thank you. And before you go, she's like, I mean, for helping me, I mean, grab something, please.
Okay. I know
What are
the
you
others
making
said they
for
wanted
dinner?
something fruity. I'm definitely gonna pick up these cherries because I want to make a Black Forest cake. What is
Ooh.
fruit? What are we doing?
Yeah, you can each grab something. She's like happily just handing them out. Like if Maze just wants like a handful of beans, she'll give you a handful of beans.
I mean, Maze will take a handful of whatever,
You know
whatever
what?
reeks of
Somebody
blood
get a
harm
handful
is.
of-
Peppers.
Somebody get a handful of peanuts to kill Emmett from his peanut allergy.
God damn, how could this happen? If only I had neutralized poison.
Deal just look around. Well, to Addis, what do you want to try?
I want that weird rock. Points at Potato.
Ooh, all right, nice choice. There's a lot of ways you can prepare these.
Don't bleed in it.
Big squash.
Good.
Takes
Good
a big
man.
old
Big
squash.
squash.
Ooh, nice
Excellent.
gourd.
Nice gourd.
And
Oh,
then,
that what you call it? Okay.
And then, Mace, do you just want like a little handful of I mean, there can be peanuts here, or do you want like a little handful of mandarin oranges?
You know
or-
what? Yeah, I'll take a handful of peanuts.
Excellent.
Love
She gives you a
those.
bag. I should clarify. She's not like, hold him out.
Just jumps.
Maze
peanuts
is
in the
definitely the Planters Peanuts guy of this party.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but it's true.
It means something, okay?
It means something.
And him
to
as
me.
Lucian was Baby Peanut.
He was baby nut! Now he's still adolescent nut!
All right, let me. What music do I want to have? I guess we can go to this. It's been a wild day, to say the least, because even I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, Hunch exploded today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way back to the Siren Song Hotel. Is there anything that you wanted to do there, or did you want to jump to the morning? I'm fine with whatever you want to do.
Redpath, I think you wanted to catch a word with Maze and fucking Duchess like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
You wanted to talk about immortality.
Yeah! Shit, let's go do that.
Sure.
I don't even remember what points I had. Let's just
Probably, if I were to guess, it's probably, hey, uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's fine, and then Dia and Nash can, Girls'
Girls'
night.
night! Yeah!
Yes,
Same brain!
Redpath and
Dia,
Maze.
Nash, Fez, Andrin, Sewing Circle.
Oh, very cute.
I
You're
mean,
crocheting.
if you want, Garen can be in this conversation too, because like,
Oh, please, God.
Oh yeah, what
I've lived
groups
1,000
we
lifetimes
here?
and
Let's
they've all
go.
sucked.
Pride never gonna believe I got invited to girls' night.
yeah, Fez and Andrin both are just like, well, we're happy to have you here. I was a little concerned that maybe you wouldn't like it, but I mean, this is nice having a little sewing circle. And you're all just like quilting together and shit.
Hell yeah, let's go.
If Emmett decides to spy on us, he will be disappointed.
Why
Oh,
was I not
he has
invited?
to choose his room correctly, because one of these rooms is the immortality discussion. The other one is the sewing circle. It's a coin flip in it.
Emmett scrolling on this. What? Nash and Pride got invited to girls' night? Oh, they are dead.
God damn it.
Oh, Queen, permission for airstrike?
Granted.
Blows up
Whatever you want.
Blackthorn Manor. Oh, you're missed, idiot.
None of
Try
that happens. Predictably.
Anyways, I think Duchess is sitting down, probably enjoying a black cherry cake or whatever.
Oh yeah, and he fucking brought it sliced over for Andrin, and she's probably there like.
I will be real. Girls' night was slowed down as Andrin just ate cake while you all did things. She had like zero thought process of like, oh, should I offer? She was like, this was given to me.
It is my cake.
I asked for cake, and it's mine. I like to imagine. I would say he would have dropped some off to them on the way or something. My just this mental image of Matthias on their boat. Where is my dinner?
Yeah, Matthias has been like, what the goddamn?
He did bring over takeout for them.
This is true.
So, quick question, Redpath.
Yeah.
Did you call this meeting together, or were we all just somehow in this room together, and you are interrupting something? Which one is it?
Which would be funnier?
Honestly, I'd love to think of the reason why we'd all just be hanging out, personally.
I like to think that Redpath was going to lie down and go to bed finally, and somebody walked in like, I got a boo-boo.
Looks at people that would have a boo-boo.
One.
Yeah, no, my head did explode today.
This is true.
Yeah. No, Maze, if you want to, like, sit somewhere, he can basically give you a once-over and be like, alright, gang!
You haven't taken hit point damage, but you have tinnitus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Garen
like
was
life.
just like leaning against the bed frame, arms crossed.
You know, friendly reminder to try and stay safe. Because, you know.
I seem to recall our relationship was under the understanding that she could have died before this happened anyway.
Yeah.
Alright then.
But we're talking about now.
Alright, well, now I have a dangerous line of work. I'm not trying to get myself killed here. I do want to live for reasons other than the sake of your daughter, you know?
Redpath kind of stops, and he was like wiping your face with like a little cotton pad. He kind of stops and like looks at him like,
Wow, okay.
Garen actually nods at that.
That's good to hear.
same reaction.
Duchess kind of looks over as well. Yes, Garen, I understand your position in this. And yes, concern is great. But remember that we would be losing someone else that we care about too. So, gestures to Maze.
I understand.
It's really like a house of cards.
Yep.
Yeah, it is
Because
bad.
do you know how fucking mad Dio would be if you died?
Yeah, I feel like there'd be a couple ripples at this point. Not the
Yeah.
least of which being
Controllable.
not the least of which being my mother, who I just promised I wouldn't die.
Yeah, how did that go, by the way, if you want to tell us?
It went strange. She thought I was
you're not-
going to kill
you're
her
not
for the
dead,
first part
so-
of it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Duchess
I'll
just
go
kind
on.
of nods. I see.
It smoothed out after that, though. And we got to talk for a bit, and I narrowly escaped the wrath of Conrad Rivaldi.
Wrath of Conrad.
I'm assuming that means did he decide to let you go as a mercy, or?
Oh, I don't know what his angle is. I think he just wanted to be clear on what thing he suspected I did before executing me on the spot.
I'm confused. Does he know? Like, does he know you're her son?
By God, I hope not.
Okay.
Though I'm sure he suspects something at this point.
Garen kind of just has his arms crossed and thinking.
Oh, you found your mom. That's nice.
I suppose so. I'll be honest, I was hoping it would clear my mind, and it did the absolute opposite of that.
No, I can't imagine it would.
Well, I could have imagined it would. Generally, that's how things work with me. When something's on my mind, I address it and then it goes away.
Duchess gets a weirdly soft look in her face. So, what was it like seeing your mom?
Huh. Well, it was nice. I know a lot more about myself, and she seemed to be at least happy in some respect that I was there. And it was also sad that I only now just met her, I suppose. It's also weird learning your name for the first time, knowing that it doesn't belong to you at this point.
There's like Duchess and Garen look at each other like, which one of us is gonna ask? And it almost feels like they silently do rock, paper, scissors. And then Garen looks over.
So, what name did you dodge?
It's not
He's
important.
right about it, though. He's right that it was a dodge, though.
Garen like kind of snorts out of his nose. Is like, well, I'm not gonna get anything out of that. I'm not gonna push it.
It doesn't matter what it was. It belongs to a version of myself who would resemble no part of me.
Yeah, God, you did turn out weird.
Yeah.
You're a very unique recipe, if I might say.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend recreating it, to be honest.
No, and I never would.
It's settled then. One of a kind forever.
Duchess just nods. That's good. She has this like weird warmth to her that you don't normally get just because she's a fucking corpse. But all this talk of like family and things like that, she just sits there with a very soft smile.
And she seemed like she wanted you to stick around to some degree, or?
Yeah, I suppose I can understand. She did think I was dead this whole time and sort of put it out of her mind.
Yeah, over 100 years. Kind of blindside you, and now you're like thinking of all the opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure to them 100 years is nothing at this point, but... Mace thinks about it. Probably feels like it happened yesterday to her, to be honest.
Duchess nods. It can. Sometimes. But it can also truly feel distant.
That's a good comparison then, Maze. Does your childhood feel like just yesterday, or does it feel like 100 odd years ago?
My entire life before I met you guys... Yeah. My entire life before I met you guys feels like 1,000,000 miles away, to be honest.
I suppose that makes sense. I mean, I don't... This sounds so rude. Duchess, like, kind of leans forward. You were doing a lot of the same thing for a long, long time, so it probably just blurs together.
A lot of it does. Make no mistake, I do have very clear recollection of a lot of parts of it. Mostly folks I killed and how I did it. At that point, it was just because it was the only thing that I really cared to recall, but... now I don't think I want to forget it. It's the last thing that I think a lot of people would remember of those folks, so... I'll carry it on. Why not?
How very sentimental. Look at you.
Make no mistake, Redpath. I've always had a great respect for life.
Well, somehow you are some sort of bleeding heart. Not a standard one, but it's in there.
Garen just, like, snorts, "Don't bleed too much."
I can't make any promises. What about you, Garen? You've got some years on you.
Thank you. What a very subtle and kind way to say I'm old.
And you wear them well. Here, have a seat.
I'm only 87. I'm fine. I can stand.
Now it's a point of pride.
Garen turns back over.
I'm not even... I mean, I guess, okay, fine, yes, I'm old, but I'm not elderly. ASMR can live for about... It varies, actually.
Depending on the genealogy?
He nods. I mean, you know, I come from an Archon hound, so maybe I age in dog years. That would be unfortunate. He just, like, looks at you. I didn't think it was that funny.
No, it's funny. That's very funny.
But, obviously ASMR won't live as long as an elf. Elves just hang around for quite some time. They look the same the whole time as well. If you ever meet an elf with an old beard and wrinkles, he just kind of, like, snorts out of his nose again. I don't even know if they exist, quite frankly.
I'm sure you can get to a point.
I don't know how long I'll live to be, but so far, it's been getting better. Wasn't great for a while there, but I don't plan on dumping that on any of you.
That's in character, yeah.
Garen actually turns and looks at Redpath.
What about you, Red? I know this is new for you. What's going on in there?
It's hard to learn when there's no book about it.
Fair.
I'm not very fast at reading, but...
Well, you'll have a lot of time for it.
And you don't need to read a book. You can always ask someone. Me. It's like, in case it wasn't clear.
Or any of us, really.
you offering. And, I think we're talking about the more ASMR-related aspects of it, but yeah.
Oh, sure, but life and how you come to terms with it is a universal experience, as it turns out. We are all presumably going to die one day.
There is a notable twitch from Duchess when that's said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will just hang on as long as I can.
We all hope you will.
Thank you for your hope.
You're right. I'll offer something more practical.
She like looks up, like?
Like?
I don't know. How's about this crazy idea like running jobs for you in your stead so you don't have to be on the front lines worrying about that sort of thing?
She smiles. Is that why you invited me to the front lines?
I didn't do that.
Yes, the front lines, Scotchy. Chilling in a nice, cozy bed, getting, like, deluxe breakfast every morning, of course.
I won't lie. The food has been really refreshing.
Yeah, I've been looking into that. Seems like it's coming from Sweetstone, but nothing else from it.
That is something
Oh.
I seemingly took for granted. I've always been able to appreciate food, at least in some capacity. It sort of sucks that you lost that.
She just kind of shrugs. I mean, I won't lie, it was very hard at first. When the ritual failed, and I still had all my skin. I mean, that's the first sign that you failed, quite frankly. I realized I couldn't eat. Everything just tasted awful in my mouth. And then, when I was going out for a walk in the woods, I saw a wounded deer. And, well, it was the first time I could actually feel hunger. And I consumed it, and I tasted all of it, and it was awful. But I knew I needed it from that day onward. So, I apologize if it was embarrassing or uncomfortable when I actually cried when you made that apple pie for me.
It was neither or.
I feel like you're allowed to cry after a few hundred years of torment.
I wouldn't fully describe it as torment. I've gained many boons
A few
from
hundred
my...
years of nothing.
Well, yeah. She looks down like being Shade Lich is actually pretty shit. But no backpedaling now.
Maze, I have a question.
Alright.
What does it physically feel like when I do any sort of healing on you?
Well, that's an odd question. I would imagine it feels the same when you heal yourself. It's not like it hurts per se, it feels strange. Being able to sense your organs and your flesh being stitched back together.
There's no
It's-
sort of, like, warmth to it or anything like that?
I
No
don't
sort of tingling, numb tinglingness to it?
I wouldn't call it warm. It certainly feels like something. It does occasionally hurt if it's bad enough. Why? How does it feel to you? Is it warm and tingly?
Just feels like nothing.
Nothing at all.
Actually, in the hallway earlier, when he motions to his shoulder, that felt like something, but I think that's from what I can recall. The first time I've needed anybody else's healing magic, so I guess when it feels like nothing, it's just because it feels like me. I don't feel any sort of warm, godly presence watching over me, anything like that.
Garen crosses his arms and thinks, I might be the wrong person to ask, considering my power does not come from gods, because I don't need them.
Everyone in the room nods. Yes, I understand.
Yep, completely agree. Not controversial in any capacity. You being angels, I would agree that you should be, in fact, be atheists.
I don't think anyone in this room is going to bat for religion.
Garen just thinks for a moment. When I do heal myself, obviously if it's a grave wound, I could feel it coming back together, but I must concur I don't really feel a warmth or anything of the sort. So, shrugs. Maybe it's an ASMR thing. We can experience the kindness of others better than doing any kindness for ourselves.
Oh great, the world had to force empathy on me in some way.
Duchess cocks an eyebrow. Is that bad? Well...
It's not what I'm used to.
For what it's worth, I personally appreciate that there's no overwhelming divine presence coming off of you. I don't think I would have been able to survive if there was.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something sappy, like, I appreciate that there's no sort of overwhelming physical sensation that I would attach emotional attachments onto. You know what I'm trying to say.
I actually don't.
You know, because, like, if say you get a boo-boo on your finger and I heal it, and it's like when... No, you won't understand that. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's what it is. When you're a kid and you get a painful injury or something, and you have your mom or someone come over and kiss it better, that goes away after a while. You know, you grow up, right? But... just feels like nothing now.
To me, it feels like I get to keep living.
That's pretty good.
Not
I'd say
shabby.
so.
Duchess just nods.
I'm sure I don't need to say it at this point, and I don't think anybody else really does either. But to be clear, we all do appreciate that you're here, Red.
Duchess looks over. I hope that's been made abundantly clear. I understand that you were not... You didn't volunteer to join the Ebon Ward, thanks to my mentor. She just, like, lightly plays with the cane. But I can't thank you enough for continuing to help us. Garen looks over. I must say, I wish we'd met under better circumstances, but I am happy to have met you, Redpath. And I am quite pleased to be able to call you a friend. If that is acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, actually stands up straight.
You heard the man. Yeah, it's acceptable.
I don't get yas.
What, you want a yes sir from me? That'd be fucking weird.
No, I don't know what I want.
Did you want a hell yeah?
Would certainly be comforting. It's just more, it's not even just the yeah, it's just a sigh.
You know me, I sigh about everything.
Well, I grunted everything, so... Clearly it's just what we do now. Just remember, Redpath. You are cared for. And if you ever do need something, you have plenty of people who are willing to help you. There's nothing to feel guilty about. We all need a hand every once in a while.
I want to lie down. I want to go to sleep. I want to wake up and have somebody make breakfast for me.
Garen sighs. Very well.
I'd have offered, but it just would have made you angry, frankly.
No,
You
but
can
I'd
help
be used
me.
to seeing you in a little waiter boy outfit. I've seen that before.
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Myers, you have cooked before. In fact, with the tutelage of Mr. Redpath. You will aid me in the morning in preparing breakfast.
No, you don't.
Am I being voluntold this, Garen?
You are being told this.
Awesome.
There is no cheeky play on words. You are being enslaved.
Right.
He just kind of wryly looks up, because I imagine at this point he's been kind of kneeling down next to Maze to, like, fix whatever's scarred on his face or whatever. And he just kind of, like, looks up at everybody, like, this really weird feeling. It's indescribable for him, but, like, they've said that they've expressed their permanence and appreciation, but everything just always feels so fleeting for him.
Oh. Garen, as he reaches for the door. Redpath, why don't you lie down? Yeah?
That's what I wanted to do. That's
That's
why
why
I
I'm-
came in here.
That's why I'm leaving. But I can't interrupt girls' night, because apparently it's sacred.
I mean, you
So-
can be invited to girls' night, they just haven't deemed you fit for it.
Deemed fit.
Listen, all you gotta do is put a ribbon in your hair. Here, you want mine?
I will not.
No?
I like my hair the way it is. Thank you very
Very
much.
nice. Okay.
Points at Maze. 8 o'clock.
Right. It's not even an unreasonable time
No,
to
it's
wake
not.
up.
That's
unreasonable
honestly,
at all.
that's generous.
He's just unhappy about it.
Man, I'm so happy I get to play Garen again. He hasn't been around for a while.
Love this guy.
Will trying to pull Garen out of, like, the cellar. No, put me back. I told you no.
No blood! No! I don't wanna.
I want to leave.
We're getting him out of the basement now. It's like when you get your old aluminum Christmas tree.
Yeah! Gets caught on things.
Oh, see, the Garen's still good.
Duchess, like, before... Whoa, she shrunk.
She shrinks.
Before you fully go to bed, Duchess comes over. Redpath, is there anything I can get you before you go off to Sleepy Time Junction? She does not say that. Before you head to sleep.
Here, help me with my hair.
She smiles. Absolutely.
You know how it's done.
I do.
Maze, you can stay there if you need to. You're quiet. Oh, yeah, I'm done with you, by the way. Nothing, you're
He means, like, your face and your wounds, but, like, I'm done with you, peasant. Be gone.
Very well, Your Majesty.
Yeah. As Duchess does your hair, she doesn't like talk too much, but at one point she does just say, I know it's scary to the idea of there being so many more tomorrows for you, but I hope you know that you won't be alone. I've been through it before, and I'm happy to walk with you there.
I get
Just
so
so you-
tired of walking.
She leans in, what?
I get so tired of walking.
You don't have to walk the whole time. You can stop and enjoy the sights and sounds, or take a nap, or just sleep. Heck, you've got all the time in the world. You do what you want.
Aw, damn, now I gotta find my father. Fuck. Nope, going to sleep, going to sleep, going to sleep,
Go to sleep,
going to sleep.
and Duchess will also just at one point kind of flop into bed.
Hey, this room's reserved for never gonna die only.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Let's see here. Did we want to check in on girls' night, or do we want to hop to the next day?
I mean, we can check in on girls' night. Honestly, I think anything that stalls us from the grander point would probably be appreciated, considering how half of our players here today aren't feeling 100%, frankly.
That's fair. That's fair. So, girls'
So are we
night.
sitting on
Yeah.
the ground in like a knitting circle?
I think-
or...
Crisscross
So, yeah.
applesauce circle.
Yeah, we pulled the carpet in a little bit so that we're not right in the doorway for someone to open it into. But yeah, I think so. It's more homey.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, Andrin has just fully leaned up against the bed and is just chowing down on cake. And Fez is like, I'm doing a lot of extra work thanks to my left side now.
Dia has assumed the standard sleepover position of on stomach, arms propping up face, kicking legs in air.
Now Nash is in concentration mode where you're crisscross applesauce and leaning hunched forward with your tongue sticking out a little bit.
Yeah, I squinted just a bit.
Andrin points to their fork. Keep it up, doing great. It just keeps chowing down. Fez kind of looks over to you two. Oh, well, bravo on another job well done. Sounds like you all have been rather busy. I don't want to talk about work. She's just like,
That's fine. Yeah, no, it's been a sequence of long days here on our hypothetical vacation. I'm sure at the end of all this, we'll get to spend a few nice little beach days. Because, you know, burnout is a real thing. Even if we go to Blackthorn Manor, and he's like, that's right, in accordance with such and such secret information, the world ends in exactly a week, and only you can stop it. I think at that point I'll be like, that's nice, I'm sure we can do it in 4 days, and then spend 3 days on the beach.
I would like that. I picked up a new swimsuit recently.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm not showing you yet. That's a surprise. She like very clearly pushes a bag behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to string a girl along.
That's yes. She had to think about that. But obviously I don't want to distract you from current affairs and whatnot.
Well, now I'm gonna be distracted. Now that you've said that, that's gonna be at the back of my mind the whole time.
Then that can be a reward. So work hard, I guess.
Motivation. No, I like it. I like it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure, in middle of lava, we'll forget.
Yeah, probably.
Andrin, thanks. I've been to the beach a couple of times with my dad. It's been fishing. We've been fishing a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised there are any left at this point.
Yeah. Like, he's got a weird habit of he will catch them.
The local trout population.
No!
Garen will affect the local trout population. I mean, there's plenty that he throws back in. But if it puts up quite the fight, he just looks at them and goes, "You'll do." And then he keeps them. I don't know. He's been fishing a lot longer than me. I guess that's just part of the ritual, I suppose. It's been fun, to be sure.
I guess
They
he must
put up
be.
fight, respect.
Yeah,
that's it.
Honestly, he must be a very good fisherman. I think most fishermen don't have the luxury of throwing most of their catches back and only keeping the ones with fighting spirit.
God. I'm trying to think of what's better. If he does eat the fish or Andrin doesn't know where the fish go.
He's repopulating the trout with fighting spirit.
In a different spot so that there's one cove full of really
superior
bulked
trout.
out trout.
Yeah, that's way funnier. I don't know where the fish go because he's not eating them.
What do you mean?
If I knew, I would elaborate further. He catches the fish. I say, we should sell that in the market. He goes, no. Well, no, he's much more gravelly. And then I look away for a minute. He leaves for a while and then comes back and he's just like, "It has been handled." Hold. The fish is gone.
Man, you really got to start keeping a close eye on him. This could be the scoop of the century.
It's one of those things where maybe the mystery's better. Fez is thinking. I don't know.
I don't know if I can accept that.
If Dia, if you want, I'm happy to do a little investigative work. Andrew looks over. Do not investigate my dad. What?
Oh, man.
Just killing them would eat them.
I was beginning to wonder why Red Path hadn't made fish yet. Like, we went to the market tonight, and I was like, shouldn't we have, like, a huge amount of food for a fish entree? And it's never shown up once. This is so weird.
I mean, so he doesn't, like, only get rid of them. Like, he has brought a couple of them back. But, like, the ones where there's, like, I don't know, connection? Those go somewhere else. And Fez has not sewed for a while, and she's just been, like, writing down clues.
He's such a fucking weirdo. I can't believe I spent a substantial amount of the time since our first meeting living in fear of that man.
I'm gonna roll something. What is my
How
name?
dare you violate the sanctity of girls' night?
No, that's not it at all. I need to check something super fast. Oh, that's what it is, huh? All right. Plus. You hear a knock on the wall. Be nice about me.
Where's the fish, old man? Where are the fish, huh?
It has been handled. Like I said, he just says it's been handled.
Man.
Are they threat?
No? Looks at Fez. Fez's like, I mean, there are definitely some dangerous animals around here. I mean, Dia and Nash encountered Adaptodal, which are fascinating little creatures. We went to the Lurie estate and we met Bubber.
He has a bow tie now.
I'm going back tomorrow.
Yeah, no. Oh, man. Oh. 3 days on the beach, 1 day for coddling Bubber. Pencil it in.
Yep. I'm sure the Luries would allow us to do that. Good. But, yeah. So, do you have, like, a direction where he goes when he delivers these fish? No, I don't know where he goes. He just does it. I'm sorry. I wish I had more information. Stop talking about me.
Stop listening.
That's why he not invited.
Yeah, no. If you want to get invited to girls' night, buddy, this is not the way to go about it.
Keep it down.
Evan at the window. Can y'all talk about something?
Y'all talk about the
interesting?
plot. I gotta snoop. I got limited snooping time.
But, anyways, no. Yeah, and I've been curious about the Andrin kind of like taps her lip a couple times with a fork. I've been thinking about taking Dad to the Paradise Theater because sometimes they do improv shows, and
oh my god,
I am desperate for the opportunity for him to be chosen to be brought on stage.
Do they grab people from the audience?
To my understanding, yes.
I mean, would stand out in crowd.
This is true. Yeah, especially if we were like sitting up front where
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
Go
my
for
God.
it.
Yeah, I might have to do this. Fez looks at Dia and Nash. I mean, that could be a fun girls' night as well. We could always just head on over to the Paradise Theater.
Night out on the theater.
Yeah.
We can dress to the nines and be seen.
Ooh. Yeah.
Girls' night happen in place not bedroom.
Girls' night is a state of mind, my friend.
Girls, Fez kind of like sets the pen and paper down. Girls' night is kind of like an aura. Like it surrounds us and we bring it with us.
It's an AoE.
It's an AoE.
Like magic.
Mm-hmm. It's an AoE. It's an aura of estrogen. So just like it's just like how it works.
Actually, Nash, truth be told, one of the reasons I wanted to get you in on this nice little sewing project was because I realized I think all the previous nights, all the previous girls' nights you've been privy to have been exclusively spellcaster talk, and I didn't want you to think that was the only thing you were allowed to do, especially because it's not something that's terribly accessible to you. Do you want to do a girls' night sometime where we do barbarian talk?
Oh, I did think magic was part of the girl night then.
Fez leans over. No, girls' night is just magical. It isn't like magic focus. It just feels that way. I mean, all we're doing is sewing, so if you wanted to have a barbarian girls' night, I don't know what that is. All of them look to you, Nash, for an answer.
I mean, your only point of reference would be barbarian boys' night.
I guess, like, break things? And then these guys go apeshit, just destroy the hotel.
Well, part of being barbarian is control emotion, but sometimes need to get emotion out, so probably, like, throw things and yell.
Andrin just thinks, this sounds like girls' night already a little bit, like, depending on how the evening's going and how much alcohol.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We dress up. We take in a show. We drink plenty of alcohol. We wander a little ways off the beaten path, like just a little bit into the wilderness, and we just go fucking ape shit. in our fucking evening gowns and whatever else. We just destroy.
Tia is going to affect the local everything population.
Girls' night could have rippling effects if we do this.
There could be grave consequences to girls' night.
Girls' night is dangerous.
Gotta live on the edge.
Fascinating. I am enjoying this, though. I'll be quiet. I don't want to interrupt girls' night.
No, that's fine. I get to, you know, you're the lucky one. You're permanently invited to girls' night.
How kind.
Everyone's just like looking at you talking to yourself.
Nash Nash knows at this point what that look on her face means.
Yeah. Oh, you try the sewing for a second. You've been watching.
Yes, closely.
Knit one, purl two. See how you do.
Okay, what would that be? I guess that'd be a dex check for
Yeah.
Addis. Nope, not climb. So let's...
I climb the needle.
I'm going to climb the needles.
He's doing it. It's a little clunky, every here and then, but overall, like, once he gets a rhythm, it's like, yeah, you're doing it.
See, it's not just the brute strength. You actually got some good finesse going. I like it.
It's how I was designed.
You know, I meant to ask. Oh, now it's a weird conversation to have in front of 3 other people. I meant to ask, what was the who was it that I saw the other night? Actually, I don't know if you're aware of that. I wasn't aware that you had seen my...
Yes, I guess that would make sense if I saw things for you. That you would see things for me.
Like, whoever was responsible for actually creating this body, and then whoever had commissioned them to do it.
Yes.
Very weird to just hear one half of that, like, create this body. Fucking commission. What?
Right. If I had to guess... No, that's the wrong music.
He was a very special person to me.
If I had to think... No, I don't need to think that hard. His name is Hirothmir, the innovator. He too is an insatiable one, obsessed with not creating his own inventions, but building upon what is present. There had been golems before me, but none were as fast. None were designed for dexterity, accuracy. They were meant to serve, not to hunt. Not to be able to maintain a conversation. You needed a soul for that. And I was so very lucky to be plucked.
What was your... When I saw this memory, it was me there. So I couldn't see for real. What was your body like before that?
There is a moment where you actually feel your head look down at the platinum hand, and it like kind of clenches and then opens again a few times.
I don't remember. All that I do know was I was a monster before. And they just gave me a different shell. And because I don't remember, it's why I would like to be human. Because humans do this.
And he just like, you feel the hand gesture out.
They talk. They sew. They laugh and cry. They feel. Sorry to bring down girls' night.
Alright.
You're scaring the hose at us.
There's a long while where everyone else is just like patiently looking at Dia, who's like clearly like having some form of conversation.
Well, I and Addis would both like to express our appreciation for Girls' Night and the many wonderful things it inspires.
Andrin kind of nods. Yeah, I mean, happy to have you here. I'm trying to think of a way to include Addis more in Girls' Night, and I'm kind of struggling. You feel your hand kind of like shake back and forth.
No, this is sufficient. It's similar to what it was like before, when I was a part of the Brass Legion. I would help with the military operations, and then there was camaraderie for each victory. But I was not invited. If I tried to join them, I was told I was unwelcomed. I was a weapon, nothing more. I could feel that at least.
Rather narrow-minded people in the Brass Legion.
God, there sure are a lot of themes in Ebon Ward.
Theme.
Who wants to talk about murders?
But while I was not directly invited to this night of girls directly, I was still included and even spoken to.
And you actually feel a smile for a moment, Dia.
It's nice. And maybe that's enough.
Everyone just sees Dia smiling. Like,
Like a crazy person looking at her hand. Don't worry, it's not like a big toothy grin. It's more just like a grin.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if it has to be enough yet. I'm not giving up anytime soon. But I agree. This is nice.
Quick aside, someone in chat raises a point that you could give, like, Addis a pencil and paper and he could talk, but I don't think he can. I don't think he can write.
Well, that's what she was. She's been trying to teach him to read and write, but I don't think it will have made it that far in this amount of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was definitely a time where Addis could. I mean, Addis wasn't always his name, but the fact that he was hunger crazy cuckoo bonkers for like centuries, it ate away at him to the point where like he just doesn't know shit as well anymore. But he's been learning a lot in the last couple months.
Oh my god, I just got a great idea.
Oh dear.
Taking a hard detour from this, she sets down what she was sewing, going to knit a little sweater for you.
For Addis?
for the
For
hand.
Addis.
You had to put on your hand.
Yes.
Like a little mitten.
Yeah, I suppose it will be more of a mitten, yes. And I'll sew your name on it, so you can you already know how to write your name, but you know, that way it'll be clearly yours and not mine.
Thank you.
That's gonna slightly be a weird addition to my fashion, but it's fine. I already look like this, so
Addis, you don't really hear or feel anything, but the closest thing you experience is like someone resting on your shoulder for a moment. Just leans in. Addis doesn't really say anything else. He's just enjoying the sounds, the experience.
Ladies, do we want to see how well this quilt came out?
Yeah!
Roll for quilt, girls.
Roll for quilt.
Quilt.
what am I rolling?
Well, so I guess this is mostly just a dex check. Oh god, I gotta find Andrin's character sheet. Oh Jesus.
Would I
I know.
have my knitting thing, but would I get a bonus for having checked out of the library the knitting book and been
yeah.
studying that?
I will say yes. I will say yes. So I think Andrin is not super dexterous, so here's Andrin.
Do I get a bonus from the well of knowledge?
Andrin's been eating cake!
Yeah, no,
half the time.
she knitted like 1 inch and was like, well, that's pretty good.
Because she's like full plate armor girl, like she just isn't super dexterous. Fez is actually a little dexterous just because, like, as a sorcerer, Oh!
There you go.
Fez does a nice job.
Yeah, no wonder she was annoyed about picking up Andrin's slack.
Alright, this is without, oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow,
This is without
okay.
any sort of book bonus, so...
No book bonus.
Yeah!
Everyone puts in a fair amount of work, except Andrin. And
That's my
Like-
girl.
that's good. Yes.
Sabotage girls'
Easy
night.
cheap for the coming days.
The local quilt population will be devastated. Yeah, no, you guys make a really nice blanket. You know, it's got all sorts of various little patterns, and there's a little bit of each of your personalities coming through for them. Like, for Fez, you were a little hesitant at first, but she made hers a little more like, kind of like a swamp or a bog in design, but she makes sure that it comes across as being very, not like disgusting, but it's a lot of various greens and browns and a little pop of purple here and there. It's really nice. Andrin didn't do a fucking thing.
She has there's one line of, like, bright red thread that is out of place.
Andrin has been eating cherry pie.
Yeah,
Nash
more or
has a
less.
lot of intricate detail work because that's the things he likes to do.
Yeah. Very nice. What about Dia? What has she been trying to place into it?
I think Dia went ham and was like, I'm gonna go for this crazy, like, 6-thread plait pattern and make something that looks like a fucking magic eye.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the themes are, like, a little all over the place, but it's still really nice. But that doesn't matter. It's girls' night.
It's
That's
girls'
the power
night.
of
Girls' night is
collaboration.
about
quilt.
Girls' night is about the journey, not the destination.
For sure.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a very successful evening for girls' night. So, where do we want to jump to now? Because I know you guys have your big plan, but you definitely don't want to do that today.
We certainly. I mean, even if everyone was at 100%, I don't think we'd want to start.
No,
that
God,
2.5
no.
hours into a session. So the real question is there anything else that we needed to do before that?
Okay, Garen did tell Maze to.
Yeah, no, like we really can't rob ourselves of that.
Oh,
scene,
yeah,
is the
ourselves
thing.
of
It's
that
gotta be boys'
scene.
morning.
That would make it boys' morning. So.
This has come up, and Nash doesn't get invited to boys' morning because he got invited to girls' night.
So let me
Perfectly
start.
balanced.
Let me bunch up everyone because everyone will be present for boys' morning. And then I need to bring you over as well. Sorry, Addis, you're gonna sit this one out.
No.
Not like this. I'm never included. Didn't you hear my sad backstory, bro?
By the way, hey, this is what I sound like. I'm at it.
It's me,
I listened
Derek.
to Derek for 2 minutes too long.
I just envisioned for the kitchen. Garen just walks in. Get out. That is
Redpath heard that. Is he doing that?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Redpath slap the shit out of him.
It's just way too funny to me. For him to
Looks at
Get out.
Looks at the Gripply. This one lacks spirit. Throws him into the bay.
Yeah, Duchess will have her own little table as well. Yeah, I think just to spread out the workload. So, back in the kitchen, Garen looks at the Gripply, and the Gripply's like,
So, you really want to do the cooking this morning?
yes, it would be much appreciated if you allowed us access to your sanctuary.
It's a kitchen.
What he said.
Right. Yeah, all right. I don't mind. Thanks. Well, everything's basically heating up for you. Have at it.
Much appreciated, sir.
Well, try not to make a mess of the place.
Ah, don't worry. I'll just have you clean it.
My man.
So, what are you guys ordering?
Down. Right. So, what are we making?
Why is that on me?
You had an
Hey, man.
entire evening to think. I had girls' night next to me.
They were talking
I just
about
wanna
me,
take
Maze.
a screen cap of this and show it to somebody watching like episode 25 or something.
If they're watching episode 25, they're like, who the fuck is
Yeah, they
that?
won't even know.
Is that Maze's dad?
They'd think that's Maze's dad.
Absolutely not. Garen.
Yeah,
looks over-
I might have had all night to think about it, but you sure didn't ask me to.
I thought you would have initiative. So be it. Luckily, I considered this, and he pulls out this like scroll and lays it out on the table and unfurls it.
See, that's the thing when you tell people to do stuff they don't necessarily want to be doing.
He looks over. You don't want to do this.
Don't get me wrong, I do want to help Redpath, feel nice in whatever way I can. It's just that he's been continually, with clockwork consistency, unimpressed with my skills in the kitchen.
And that changes today with teamwork.
Alright.
So, I'm thinking, here's my battle plan. And he shows you, and it's like literally the table where everyone's sitting, and then like for their like maneuver, it's what they should be getting for food. So,
I'm thinking our best course of action is to create a large bowl of scrambled eggs. It's easy and it can be shared with everyone, so long as we put it in a large bowl and they are given a large serving spoon. Next, I plan on doing bacon and sausage variety because some folks prefer bacon over sausage and vice versa. I think they are wrong. Both are excellent and can be coexistent. Pancakes. Easy.
Water and
Why
dust.
with the bowl of eggs?
I would also like hash browns because I like them.
Right. Here's all the skills that I have that are relevant. Cracking eggs and scrambling eggs.
He is going to sense motive your cracking eggs line. Because that, I feel like Redpath has bitched about this at least once.
Yeah, you're not getting out of this.
When you say experience, is it a positive one?
It's been pretty largely negative. I don't think I did that bad with Derek. Flashback, did terrible with Derek. Oh, right.
Well, again, Maze, that changes today with teamwork. So, I will handle eggs. You can do pancakes. Easy.
Easy. What do I
He
do?
like gestures. What do you mean? What do you do? You need eggs. He like points a finger. I will handle eggs. I will get that for you right now. So let me get Garen's character sheet. So this is his dex check because he does not have profession cooking. He doesn't even have profession. He is just a paladin. That's just how he do.
No, I've never had a job.
Yeah, it's like fine enough. It's like as you're like getting the rest of the batter ready for the eggs, you just hear every once in a while, "Damn thing, shell, you do not belong here." And he's like picking out the shells that the couple that had snuck on in.
Yeah, you doing all right over there?
Yes, and you?
Yes.
Eggs. He hands them to you.
What, like the uncracked eggs? Has he given
No.
up?
He cracked them into like a small bowl so
Okay.
that you can just pour those into what you need. No, he wasn't like a lunatic. He was like, after we've had this long discussion, you will crack the eggs.
It'd be really funny if he instantly bailed.
This is hard. I don't like it.
Right. I think I've watched Redpath do things like this enough times. Admittedly, he didn't trust me with much of anything other than prepping vegetables, which I'm pretty good at, admittedly.
Meanwhile, Redpath's just out here, just like half-lidded face, just dunking a tea bag in and out of a cup, just slowly, like completely zooted. Not a care in the world.
How do you reckon it's going in there?
I'm not hearing yelling.
Yo, May's not swear yet, so.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I didn't hear about this until I sat down. So, I mean,
you're fine.
Now the real question is, this is very important, May, so pay attention.
Right.
Are we doing blueberries?
Do we
Or
have?
do we just... I'm sure we have some. I mean, there's lime.
Oh my god.
I'm certain they must have blueberries present. It would be ridiculous to not have all of your... It'd be ridiculous not to have all your bases covered.
I mean, do they have blueberries?
Yeah, they've got like a bunch of various little fruits and things like that.
All right, we are covered in this regard.
Good. Good.
So, blueberries or not blueberries?
He just stares at you and thinks until he goes, "What if we did both?
You madman!
We have to be risky sometimes if we want to win."
I'm going to win at cooking for my friends,
Weird
which is
victory.
a thing that can be achieved.
Victory is the prize for the bold, and we are bold this morning, Maze Myers.
Right. I'll split the batter then into plain and blueberry. May God have mercy on us.
Good. I will work on bacon and sausage.
How do you cook these things?
Did I just hear that?
No, like, I kinda get it. Like, you put the batter in the pan, but, like, the flip is that's the weird part. I don't... Like, it's
he has his own little frying pan with the meat, and he's like this. You just flip. You flip.
Yeah, I know flip, like, personally, but, like, flip... I guess I can try it. Alright, yeah, sure, flip.
Be bold, Maze.
Right, be bold!
Yeah, so if you want to give me a, I guess, dex check.
Right.
Yeah, it's a perfect flip, the first one. And I can't express this in any other way. You both look at each other and do the poggers face without doing the poggers face.
Like Yakuza! Like Yakuza!
Yeah, very much Yakuza of like, yo, did you see that?
God, we flip a single pancake and both Soy Jack just stone-faced.
Garen just nods. See? Easy. Flip.
Right, easy.
I think, and then I'm gonna have Garen do... Oh my god, is that really his whiz check? Right.
Oh, honey, no.
Here is his whiz check for how long he should be cooking the bacon and sausage.
Oh god, no!
No,
Garen!
Is it?
No, Garen, you're my father, aren't you?
You see Garen just leave it there and go, right, I'll get the hash browns. And just walks away.
Oh, thank God. It isn't undercooked. That could have been a different kind of disaster.
And he's just going, potato, potato, potato. Ha! There you are, scoundrel. Come here. And he grabs the potatoes.
And that kind of peeks him doing something through the door, and he's like, whoops.
No, I'm not gonna pay attention. No.
And he pulls out a knife and he is just gonna start cutting. I think this is another dex check for good old Garen. Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're not like the finely cut like shoestring hash browns. It's more like he's just made discs.
Patties.
Yeah, little patties. They're like, yes, good, shareable, perfect.
Are you sure they're supposed to be that wide?
Be bold.
Right, bold. The bacon is burning.
As that's burning, you turn around and he quickly cuts them thinner. And then walks
Can
over.
you realize that the bacon is burnt?
He grabs the bacon and sausage and sniffs it. Good, it's got a shell now. Punch. And he just like just plops them in a bowl.
Right. Now, giant bowl of scrambled eggs, correct?
Yes. Easy. We will do this together. There are many eggs that must be cooked.
Right.
Wait.
Waiting.
Wait. What if people don't like scrambled eggs?
We're in too deep for that, Karen.
No, we're not. It's not too late. We could still do sunny side up. And that's the thing is you see smoke coming out here. It's not too late.
Nobody gets.
You're right. I can I can try to fry a sunny side up egg. That asks very little of you.
Very well. I shall scramble. All right. So both of you, this will be a whiz check because this is kind of like, or intelligence. I think would also be acceptable of like the timing and understanding of like when you should flip because like there's a very easy way to like make the scrambled eggs a little too runny and shit like like that. So here's Garen. He without paying attention, he's like, and the flip, and when he does it, all the eggs just go in the fire.
Both of us sit there silently staring at the pile of simmering eggs. Garen.
Yes, Mace.
There appears to be an issue.
No, there isn't. There are more eggs.
The eggs begin burning.
It's all burning.
It will sort itself out. It will be nothing but ash. It's fine.
Are you sure?
They failed me. They failed me. This is the consequence.
Right, well, we need to repopulate that bowl of eggs, so I think I do need to crack some now.
I shall get cracking. We shall crack together. Maze. Teamwork.
Right.
Dex checks.
So much eggs in the fireplace.
Yeah, he's doing it. He keeps pulling shells out. Yeah. you're like actually really cracking eggs for once in your life.
I think Maze works best under pressure.
And there's someone who's a bigger kitchen disaster at the moment.
And so finally he comes back and working together again to scramble these fucking eggs. These eggs are fine. In fact, they're pretty good. They've got the right amount of salt and pepper and it's peachy. Garen looks at everything. Right. Pancakes.
Pancakes.
Hash browns.
Check.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Bacon and sausage with shells. Lovely.
Maze looks at that just like, am I sure they're supposed to look like that? But Garen's so confident he doesn't give it a second thought.
Garen takes a sausage and puts it in her mouth and bites and just like there's a loud crunch. And like as he's chewing, you can see the charcoal getting on his teeth and shit.
You know, suddenly Maze is feeling a lot more confident that something went wrong.
He thinks for a long while. Why don't you start bringing things out? I will get a fruit bowl ready.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yes, spread it out. That way there's not a mad dash,
Are you feeling all right, Garen? You doing
I'm fine, Maze Myers. Be bold. Deliver the pancakes.
Right, being bold. I love how this is Maze's default when in the kitchen, he just becomes subservient to whoever is talking louder.
As you're walking out of the corner of your eye, you see him throw open the fridge door and grab more bacon and sausage.
Good, he figured it out.
So I will have him roll his
Okay, buddy.
Please.
I'm giving him a +1.
He's learned
as
from
he's
his
learned.
mistake.
Okay.
God.
Oh my god.
Garen comes out a few minutes later, and you can smell it, Maze, as the smoke, files out behind him because it's been getting smoky in there as eggs are just burning away.
Good lord, what is happening in there?
But the smell of really well-prepared sausage and bacon is able to cover that smoke, and he looks around. I thought I'd go for a smoky version for these. You're welcome. We are innovators.
Yes.
Here.
Maze looks at the giant bowl of scrambled eggs and the 2 tables.
Divide and conquer, Maze. And he uses a spoon and just throws it in another bowl that is already filled with bacon and sausage. There, now it's easier. You can get 3 treats with 1 bowl. Efficiency.
Saves time on dishes.
Exactly. This actually smells really good, guys. Entrin just looks over.
Yes, nothing went wrong.
Ash's nose is twitching from the smoke that keeps pouring out of the still burning eggs in there.
Garen just claps his hand. Right, I forgot about the fruit bowl. I'll be right back. And he goes inside.
Do you think he just defaulted to cooking the fruit bowl because he's cooking everything else?
I don't think he's dumb. Well, he doesn't cook.
Please no.
He's got a wisdom bonus right now.
No!
He put the fruit salad on the burner!
Why did I ask?
A few few minutes later.
I mean, excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna go check up.
He's making hot fruit in chat.
Maze, you walk in.
Banana water!
Maze, you walk in and see as Garen takes off the Barbie, 5 kebabs of burning fruit. Not burning, like well cooked, like borderline grilled pineapple, slices of orange and things like that. And he looks around. Maze, I had an incredible idea. Inspiration struck. Is this how artists feel?
Generally, yes, I think artists have this level of confidence.
Yes. Good.
This room smells terrible.
The Gripply sitting with, he's like, well, I'm not excited to go back in there. Garen takes his weird fucking fruit kebabs.
Chat's over here playing damage control.
Yeah, they're chat with the copium.
Garen, like, hands you a couple. It isn't right for me to just take all of the credit, though. This is a team effort. If you would like to be a part of this genius machination, I would happily share it with you.
Just what little life force is in Maze drains from him. Yes, of course. Let's go. Be bold, right?
Be bold.
Is shoved forward.
Yeah, no, he does. He's like, we'll go.
Like pats him on the back. It's like the poof.
Behold, our newest creation.
Maze's eyes deader than usual, holding a tray of jarred fruit kebabs.
Oh, fucking sweet. Takes one. No complaints.
He just like sets them on the table, and like Fez is like, oh, this is rather innovative. This Gripply, fuck is that?
Don't be rude.
Right, sorry. It looks up at Garen, who just like has this face. Right, I've never seen it before. I was just curious, really. Yes, we are innovators in the kitchen. You are welcome to add it to your menu.
And Andrin, a word.
Absolutely. What the hell is that?
Why didn't you warn me?
How could I? I didn't know until I sat down. Like what? Oh, I was gonna go in there and stop this? That like I've never seen my dad have this level of ambition. How is the sausage? It's
Really
good,
good.
man. Like Christ.
Right. Understood.
He's menacing our table so much.
Enjoy it! Enjoy the food!
Garen, like you see Garen have like a very small smile as he puts his hands on his hips, kind of adjusting his apron a bit. Yes, great success. Maze, he just gives a thumbs up. We did it.
Shaking thumbs up. Yes, we did. Looks over to Redpath. Are you enjoying your breakfast?
He has half a pancake stuck in his mouth, and there's tears down his face.
That's good. Duchess looks over. If it's any consolation, I kind of like these little fruit kebabs. Because you remember, she really can't taste like charcoal or anything, but she'll taste the fruit fine.
Duchess, you look closer, you realize they're tears of joy.
Yeah. She's very content. Well, thank you so much for this. Yes. May, sit. You've earned it. Eat.
Yep.
He gets so whipped in the kitchen.
holds up kebab. Yes, to art and innovation.
Right. Well. Oh boy. Thank you for the little food I got. Oh my god, what happened in here?
He's gonna find the egg disaster.
Mace just like starts pulling his hood over his head, just waiting for the bomb to drop.
You just hear them. I'm like, oh my god, there's like a dozen eggs in here. Where the fuck? Did he grill the fucking oranges with the skin on? And you see Garen sit down, take a very delicate cut out of his pancakes and put it in his mouth. It's fine.
Adequate.
I want this every morning now.
And I think the age-old question, what will happen next time on Ebon Ward?
Oh, what indeed?
Jesus.
Oh boy.
Holy fuck.
Man, last session we ended on like just so much chaotic energy of just like people are dying, like we don't know what to do. And this was just like, we're just gonna fuck around because next session is when we're gonna hit the ground running, I think.
Yeah.
Gotta unwind a little bit.
Yup.
Whoa.
Oh man. Did you enjoy that, Oz?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, right on, right on.
Oh boy.
Well, thanks for running that. Yeah, sure, play that. Thanks for running that well. And chat, thank you for being here. Say, since you've stuck around this long, we have a Patreon. You should consider supporting it if you haven't already. The money from there supports the show and getting artwork and things like that. It really helps us out. And if you donate just a couple bucks, then you can get access to pretty much all the custom artwork that we have on here, including some generics which went up earlier today, which are tieflings for Halloween.
Yeah. And you'll likely get to see the Emmet icon, which was done by Six, pop up on there, as well as the new Armella, which was courtesy of Kat.
Yes. Also, we have a Discord. Consider joining it if you haven't already. It's our community hub. It's where the weekly schedule is posted. And it's where people submit fan art. Speaking of, do we have some?
We do. Aram has already linked it, and it was courtesy of Bread Bunny. Thank you very much, Bread Bunny.
Thank you
very much, Bread Bunny. Abin Webbin, episode 127. There's nothing inherently wrong with Garen in the kitchen. Don't worry about it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. So first from Kat, we've got just this lovely, I don't know what you would call this amount of framing. It's not like a half body, is it? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a half body, sure. Why not? And it looks great.
Yeah, Kat sent this to me for the initial design of Armella, and I was like, whoa! Very good.
I bonk Skift for the next one. I bonk you.
Thank you, Kat.
Oh, the fucking eye. That's so funny.
I love that you can tell by the cape that he's got a concave ass.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm in the wrong order. I don't see concave ass.
Well, sucks to
suck.
suck.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Very nice. And then from Bread Bunny.
Oh, so it was a joke.
Saying this, he casually threw aside a large greatsword. God.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I had to scroll back up because I also had the borked order like Aram.
Then from Lemieux.
Dude, dapper lad. I'm so proud of him.
We all are. Thank you, Lemieux.
Love Bubber.
Then Miss Tia. Emo Arc.
Emo Arc. She's had a tough day. Everyone,
creatures whose fortunes are diverging.
Everyone, be nice to me. It has been a tough day.
You'll get like a little sympathy, but not a lot. Thank you, Tia.
Does this make you trust me?
No!
This is the worst thing I've drawn in recent memory. Happy Spook Day.
Thank you, lady.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god, this.
And from Skift.
Man, my hungry ass couldn't be a brain surgeon.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Outstanding expressions.
Thank you, Skip.
It's so clever to start doing that with his eye pendant. Oh my god.
Dia's face is icon worthy here. Like, that's so funny.
It's a good one. Then from Lemieux.
Girls' night!
Let's go.
I love Andrew in the background. Doesn't even look like she's eating. She's like, holy shit, a cake!
Guys, are you seeing
two
this?
cakes.
Thank you, Lemieux.
God.
From Red Bunny.
I will affect the local trout population. It is my right.
It is my destiny. Thank you, Red Bunny.
It is handled.
Then from G.I. Judy.
I have very clear and evil intentions that my new fangirls and the gays will ignore for as long as possible.
No! No,
Yep.
fangirls and gays, don't do it!
Don't fall for it!
Don't
Away
do it.
from the light.
Oh my god! The blood smoking!
Fangirls, gays, he's evil! Don't touch him! Then from Lemieux.
Aww. Little artist.
It's a kitten in his mitten!
Oh yeah!
Looks like the little kittens are out without their mittens.
Thank you, Lemieux. Then from Art Steel.
My grand project. Get pranked, dwarves. Minor cancels drink interrupted by carp. Outstanding.
I don't know what
Hey.
Dwarf Fortress is about. Thank you.
It's about dwarves making fortresses.
Clearly. 6.
One scoop,
DM me. Like I need Karen's icon right now.
one scoop of warm egg per child, please.
Gross.
Warm scrambled egg. My gift to you. Everyone's handing out just candy bars and things of the sort. This is warm. This took effort.
This
You
is
are
war.
welcome. This is war.
Thank you, 6.
I can win at having the best treats.
And from and from Mistletoe.
You are going to have an egg in this trying time.
I wonder how many variations of this meme we've
Yeah.
received. It's gotta be a lot. Thank you so much.
Like 5 at least.
Then from Bread Bunny.
Decides to make the most extravagant breakfast imaginable when it's my first time in the kitchen. This is great. I am going to win at cooking something that is both normal to want and possible to achieve.
God
20
bless.
quote retweets.
Thank you, Red Bunny.
Yeah, right.
From Ziggy.
Die, egg. You don't belong in this world.
Fantastic.
Oh my god. I think there might be a couple more.
Well,
Oh.
Oh, I think it's readjusted, so let me scroll through to make sure.
Oh.
There's a new number 2. If it's ordered,
Oh!
yeah,
Relevant to my interests.
yeah, a very cute little one-piece swimsuit for Fez. That's very cute. I like that a lot.
Oh, that
Little
is
tie
cute.
in the front. I love that. It's very nice. Yeah, I think she would do a little one piece. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so
She
much.
can have a little one piece as a treat.
as a treat.
Yayo yayo.
Yeah, no, Dia is searching for the one piece anyways.
Yeah.
And then from I think it's
Kuroyuki has 2 photos at the bottom of the pancakes they were making while that scene was occurring.
Oh no! Oh
sorry,
no!
Oh no. That
Oh.
looks like a couch.
oh
You know, we
no.
really love when people create real world objects based off of our content. I don't appreciate real world consequences of our content. Oh, poor pancakes.
Poor pancake.
Well, thanks everybody for submitting all that. And Will,
Hey,
thank you so much for running this. This was an absolute pleasure.
hey, thanks for playing and just playing along with my dumb bullshit for the second half of this.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, baby.
Hell yeah.
And as always, thank you to my fellow players for being here. You guys made this absolutely wonderful, as you always do. Big thumbs up. And chat, thank you so much for being here, supporting the show however it is you do it, be it by giving us money or fan art or just being here at all. Your support, however you give it to us, means the absolute world to us. Thank you for being here this time, and thank you for being here next time. Say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Bye.